Hello, everyone. Jesus here. Just want to let y'all know that I had some microphone issues this week, but I will be getting them resolved before the next show. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. And sorry about the issues.
The Horrible Gamers podcast may contain content not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Horrible Gamers Podcast, show number 448, to be recorded on February the 12th, 2024. I'm under your host, Jesus himself, as we message box out today. I'm joined by my friend from the West Coast to Best Coast, Gunny Chief, Henry Mayo is back. Welcome back, Gunny, welcome.
Hey, everybody. Good to be back. Good to be back talking about games.
That's right. And from Little Big Ohio, the mayor, Steve Willier, is here as well. Welcome, Steve.
Hey, what's up? How's it going?
It's going. Well, welcome to the show, people. We're here. You're here. We're all here. And you can also follow us on the X at _horrible gamers. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts if you listen to us there. You can also find us on Spotify Podcast, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher FM, and Pandora Music, as well as Audible Podcast. Go find us and share us with your friends and family and whoever else you want to share us with. But you can also join the communities over at Facebook. We have a Horrible Gamers Podcast community as a close group. Anything you post in there stays in there. And join the Discord. Head on over to our Discord. The link is in the show notes. Just click on that on your phone or your computer if you're listening on a computer, and it'll take you right to the Discord link, like right to the server, and you just sign in and join, follow. Boom. We welcome you, and you're in. Also, real quick, a big shout out to our Patreon machines over at patreon.com/horrible gamers to support the show with the monies. All right. Big money spenders here. Leahy. Thank you, Leahy. Jason Sams, Robert Noble, Chad, Henley, Porchapu, Nipron, Mayo, and Evan Big Daddy Tanaka. Thank you to Evan. And just Bill Gardner, second of his name. That's it. Just thank you to Billy, second of his name.
Thank you.
He's not good enough to be first of his name, so he had to settle for second. Dang. Oh well.
Thank you, Billy. Steam Deck guy
Times
now.
are hard.
I know, right? He is the big Steam Deck guy.
Well, he's joined the OLED family. I take that back. He's had a Steam Deck, but now he's got the OLED.
This guy spends how much money on tech every month, you think? Like at least $3,000 every month, right? Like,
yeah, I'm sure like every time, like, right? Oh man, what's he doing now? What's he buying?
Oh, I just bought 7 PS5s and I sold 4 of them and I'm keeping 3 of them, and then next week, oh, I just sold those 3 PS5s. Now I bought 5 Xboxes and 2 Steam Decks.
No, he's gonna have 4 Steam Decks before we know it.
It's like every week this guy's just flipping consoles. Like he's just getting new ones every week. Xbox and Microsoft, Xbox and fucking PlayStation. I'm surprised they haven't banned them for logging into so many consoles. So this is the 9th console you logged into this week.
Oh wow! Yeah,
we're tracking your IP.
What are you doing? What are you doing? You logged into 9 different consoles. Anyways, shout out to Billy. All right, shout out to Billy. And yeah, gentlemen, let's talk about video games and stuff we've been playing. So pretty much, I've for the last 2 weeks played Call of Duty.
Oh, back to Call of Duty, huh?
Yeah.
You're back on that train?
I never got off the train.
Still on it?
Still on the train, all right?
You were thinking about jumping a couple of times. You're like,
Yeah. But no. I've played a lot of Call of Duty, man, like quite a bit of it. So yeah, Season 2 is out now, and that's pretty much where I'm at now. We're at Season 2. They've added a few new maps. I want to say about 4 new maps, maybe 3, I don't know. And they added a couple new guns. They've added more skin packs. There's some pretty cool ones in there now. There's one that's like all animated, like it's called, I forget what it's called, but pretty much your character looks like a Borderlands character, but everyone else looks normal. It's like your character's running around the map looking like a Borderlands cartoony looking character. and then every time you kill someone, like your gun will say bang or pow, or like, and then like you have skins for your guns that make your guns look like cartoon. It's pretty cool looking, but you stand out quite odd. Like it's pretty easy to spot you because you're like a fucking cartoon running around in like a realistic looking world. So there's that. But there's also like the new gun skin as well, like that's been pretty popular, and I feel like Call of Duty might nerf this one because it's similar to the Groot skin, where last year, a couple years ago, the Groot skin got released, and that was pretty much kind of impossible to like spot. Almost, it was really hard to spot whoever was wearing that skin in Warzone. Like if you were hiding in the shadows, you couldn't be spotted because it was like damn near impossible to spot that person. You know what I mean? And this new one, it's a gun skin, but the gun skin makes it to where your gun is like a Nerf gun looking thing, but it's all clear. The shell of the gun is clear, right? So as you aim down sights, you can see more than what a normal person sees when they aim down sights. Because when a normal gun user guy or whatever, normal skin using person, if they use a regular gun and they're aiming down sights, the gun kind of blocks some of your view, right? Because you have the big gun in front of you. It'll block some of the view that you can see. With this skin, it's see-through, so like you can see more. It gives you an advantage over other people in a way. I don't know if it's enough of an advantage for them to like ban it or get rid of it, but you never know, right? I mean, they might say, you know what, we should like ban this. Why the hell did we release this?
Yeah, I assume you're referring to like seeing somebody in your peripheral or your direct peripheral. Is that a word? So yeah, focusing on one, but you see four other enemies.
Yeah, just because your gun lets you see them. You know what I mean? But yeah, so that's one of the skin packs that got released. I haven't bought it, but I know other people that have, and they're saying that it's pretty good. So there's that. But yeah, that's pretty much Call of Duty for you guys. I mean, the same thing's going on. New season, new characters and stuff. I think they're doing more events this time around with the boys. I think that's still going on. But they're also adding some Walking Dead events. So we're in the zombies mode, I think the Walking Dead is like a part of that now somehow. I don't know if you guys have seen that trailer that Call of Duty released, but it was like it was like the intro to The Walking Dead, but it was using the Warzone map. But it was just like the intro to it was just like the intro to The Walking Dead, like the TV show, but instead of using like the assets of the TV show, it was using assets of in-game Warzone map or whatever. So I don't know if the zombies in there look like the zombies from Walking Dead or if they're slower or what the deal is with it, but that's part of Call of Duty now, I guess. And I believe they're also releasing some skin packs based on The Walking Dead. So I don't know, like if they're releasing like some of the characters as skins or something, but I'm pretty sure that's what they said they were gonna do. But we'll see if that comes to be or not. I mean, maybe I heard that wrong, but I'm pretty sure they were gonna release like a Rick skin, a Shane skin, like what's the guy's name? The Norman Reedus. What the fuck was his name?
Oh gosh, well, yeah. What was his character called?
What was his character called?
It.
But yeah, the Negan guy. They're gonna release this skin for him
and his cool jacket.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have a few skins for different characters in terms of The Walking Dead and Call of Duty. To me, it's weird that they did this collaboration at this time of the year because it's not Halloween time, right? Like it's kind of a weird collaboration in my opinion. I don't know if is there a new season of The Walking Dead coming out or something, or what's going on?
Maybe it's just more like hey, Call of Duty does their regular Call of Duty games with zombies. Why can't we do zombies, right? So they probably thought it's something like that.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that, but yeah, anyways, besides all that, I did end up playing a little bit more of Thronefall. That's that little game that's like a top-down, I would say, strategy, base building, defense, tower defense type game. So there's that. I played a little bit of that. It has an update now where it added like 4 new areas, like 4 new zones, and added some more stuff to it. It's pretty much the same base game with a little bit of stuff added to it. It's still not a full release, I don't think, or maybe it is. I'm not 100% sure. But I did play a little bit more.
No, I believe that's early access.
Yeah. So, anyways, I played more of that, and then I played some. What the fuck else did I play? No, I played something else. I played more Power World for sure. I did play more Power World. I haven't gone back to it in about a week though, but I did play more Power World. I need to get back into it. I just kind of fell off of it really hard,
Yeah,
and I was like,
that game kind of dropped a lot on Steam out here. Like I dropped off of it last week as well.
Mhm.
I just dropped how much time I was putting into it, but I still play it.
We'll see if I go back to it or not. I don't know yet. But besides that, I did also play another game that's also in early access that I've had for a while in my library, and that was
Starship Troopers, yeah.
Starship Troopers Extermination or whatever. Like the one
Yeah, I
that
played a round of that on Saturday or Sunday. Saturday.
they recently released another patch for it, which improved like some stability issues, and it also added DLSS support with FSR3 support as well. So if you have a Intel card or whatever, they added that support as well, Intel XEXS or whatever. They added all that shit to it. So DLSS, FSR, and Intel's whatever the fuck it's called. It's all available for it now. That's the upscaling tech. So it makes your game, I guess, maybe perform better and adjust the resolution as it's going. But I did play more of that, and that game is fun, dude. It's really well done. And I'm surprised so many people are still playing that game. Like it's not dead whatsoever. You can get in there and find random lobbies all the time. It's kind of crazy, right? Because they don't have a TDM mode. They don't have like a player versus player mode. All the modes are player versus AI, like base building, horde mode, um, the hive buster missions where you go in with the squad into a hive and try to blow up the hive. It's all like PvE modes, no PvP, and the community hasn't fallen off of the game. So it goes to show, I guess, that it's actually a pretty well done game, right? Like a lot of other games would have had only PvE, and a lot of people would have fallen off of it eventually, you know, like. And this game never had like a lot of major hype to it either. Like it's just been like, oh, we're here, and then if you want to play it, buy it, and people bought it, people played it, and still going pretty good. I'm excited to see what they do with the campaign if they're going to release one for the 1.0 release, but we'll see about that when it comes. I don't know when the 1.0 release is going to be either. I think they have a roadmap, but I never even bothered to look at it. I just kind of drop in and out of that game as I play. You know, I'll get in there, I'll jump in, I'll jump out, I'll jump in, I'll jump out. But yeah, it's nothing like killing a bunch of bugs with your buddies.
Yeah, it's fun.
Right?
It is.
It is fun.
No, that is a lot of fun, dude. When you're all trying to run to the escape ship or whatever, when it comes to pick everybody up, and everyone's like, "Oh, let's go!" and everyone's trying to keep up and run, and
Yeah, it's hilarious.
You have the guys in the back that are struggling to keep up, and you have to turn around and protect them and try to like heal them, and then people start dying, and the shit gets crazy. It's pretty fucking epic. But besides all that, what else have I played? I don't think of anything else that I may have touched or looked at or played. No, I haven't played any more of the Pandora game. I haven't played much else. I mean, it's pretty much been that, dude. Like I just kind of been jumping in Call of Duty, playing all that shit, and doing that. I've gotten pretty good, like really, really good at Call of Duty. I've had some matches where I've completely dominated a team by myself. So it's kind of crazy to me how the matchmaking works. 'Cause sometimes I get put into a lobby, and these people have no business playing with me, man. I completely dominate that lobby in every way, shape, and form. And then I'll get into a lobby sometimes where I can't even get a kill. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I can't even like I can't do anything. Everywhere I go, I'm getting shot. Like I was like, what the fuck? Every corner I turn, someone's just camping, waiting for me, and I'm like, what the fuck? And there's times where I'm the guy doing that to people. Like every person that runs into me just dies. It's kind of crazy. But
Is that? Are you telling me that probably they're probably just like, let's put it with some people higher. Next time he gets people in lower rank,
yeah,
right? Like
yeah, I don't know
you
how
can't have
that
him
works.
lose it all the time. He's gonna quit.
I've been thinking about playing the ranked mode because there's a ranked league now in the game where you play ranked and it'll pretty much match you up with people in your rank, I guess, or whatever. Like it'll give you a few matches to start off with to kind of see how good you are, and then based on how you do on those matches, it'll rank you, and then you'll start playing people in that rank, and then the better you do, you'll move up. The worse you do, you'll get demoted. I think the maximum rank is diamond or platinum. One of the two, diamond or platinum, is one of the highest ranks. But there's gold, silver, bronze, and there's like 5 different ranks, I think. And then in that ranked mode, if you leave a match, it's considered a loss. If you team kill and do shit like that, it's considered like negative points towards you. And they have all kinds of special rules for it. Like pretty much the rules that apply to the match are a lot of the same rules that apply to esports, you know? So like they'll have certain types of rules where like, oh, you can't do this or you can't fucking do that or whatever, you know? And I'm like, okay, whatever. Like I don't know. I don't really know all the rules, but I know they have rules. And that's if you're interested in playing that. I think there's a reward for becoming ranked and then like finishing the season in whatever rank you're in. You'll get some kind of badge or a calling card or some shit for your fucking thing. But yeah, there's that. That's pretty smart way of That's a pretty smart way for these game companies to like find out. Okay, they could gather all the data, right, for these players around the world, and they could just sell this data to different companies. Like, okay, say if I was a team owner of an esports team.
Oh yeah, good point.
And I went to Call of Duty and I said, I want the best goddamn fucking players on my team. All Activision has to do is sell me that data. And they're like, okay, you want some good players? We got a list. We got a list of the best players right now in the world. You want that list? We'll sell you this list. How much you gonna pay for it? You know? And then you just poach all the good players. If I was an esports owner, I would legit be trying to buy that information from Xbox. I'd be like, yo, hey, I need that information, guys.
Need an email. Yeah, phone number it's associated with.
Yeah, how much money is going to take for me to buy this list to find out who the top 15 players in the world are? Because I'm going to fucking recruit them into my shit. You know what I mean? Because at that point, you find out where they live and then you go for the money. You know, it could be somebody in fucking Thailand, somebody in Mexico, somebody in Canada, somebody in fucking France. And then you get these people together and be like, all right, you guys don't speak the same language, but all you motherfuckers got to do is win.
Right.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if you guys can't talk to each other. All you guys are here to do is win the goddamn match, and then we'll fucking make money, okay? And that's all you got to do. That's pretty smart. If I was a fucking game company, I'd be trying to sell all that info. Like if I was Steam, I'd be trying to sell all the fucking CS:GO, like all that shit. I'd be trying to all the Counter-Strike information. I'd be selling that shit to the esports companies. I'd be like, hey, you guys want to know who these best players are? I got the list.
How do we know they're not already doing it? You know, like probably
are. They probably are. I guarantee they probably are. Because I would. That's a smart way to make extra money for these companies. You know, just fucking sell the info to these esports fucking things or whatever. You know, and on top of that, you can sell the other info like, oh, these people really suck. Then you sell that info to like fucking Turtle Beach and Razer Gaming and fucking all this other shit to sell them ads. Hey,
so
you want to
be a better gamer?
Exactly. You want to become a better gamer? No, I got this new headset for you. I got this new headset. You can hear all the footsteps in Fortnite. And this is the best. This is the best headset, Mayo. We got it for you right here, Mayo.
This is the best controller to use for noobs. Yep.
Yeah, and I guarantee all this data is being sold to these fucking ad companies. Like why wouldn't they sell it, right? We read all these stupid fucking EULA agreements and shit that we sign when we play a game. It's probably saying that, yeah, it's probably all that shit is probably in there somewhere that says, hey, by the way, we can sell all your fucking information to whoever the hell wants to buy it.
They call it sharing, Jesus. They call it sharing.
Oh, yeah, we share. We don't sell. We share the information.
Yeah.
They share that. They share how many hours Mayo spent on Fortnite last week. They just share that to Epic. They don't sell it. All right, nobody sells it. They just share it. But yeah, I mean that's a pretty smart way to make money. I guess that's probably the biggest way that free-to-play games make money. That and fucking loot boxes and skins.
Yeah. I'm sure it's in the EULA somewhere, not even probably buried in there, but if you agree to this, you agree to our information sharing with third-party companies. Limited. They'll say limited information.
Yeah. Limited to your name, your social, your birthday, your email, your address, your IP address, your location, your approximate location, your actual location. Like, look at everything, dude.
Yeah.
Right.
So all that. Oh,
How often you
shit.
play, when you play. Yep.
Yep. What hours you work, because we know when you work, because that's when you're not playing.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. But yeah, man, that's pretty much all I've been playing. I haven't gone back to Battlefield. I know Battlefield season, 7 now, I guess. I think that's starting up soon. So we'll see what happens there, season 7. But I'm definitely gonna be playing some more Battlefield eventually. And I was looking at that new game that just came out. What the fuck's it called?
Helldivers 2?
Yeah, Helldivers. Yeah. I was looking at that, and that looked pretty cool, man. But I heard it's way more fun in co-op. Like, you need to have 2 other people to play with.
I thought that was
To
all
make it
co-op.
like,
I got pretty good. That's what I was telling Gunny. Him and
I
I were
wasn't.
talking about
Yeah,
it
do they have
earlier
AI
this week. I thought
help
pretty much.
as a single
No,
player?
you-
I don't know.
you can play it solo, but I don't think solo. I think you're by yourself.
No
Which-
AI companions with you?
I don't think so. I think it just makes the game really fucking hard. So it's easier to play with other people, I guess.
It
Yeah, I've
reminds
only
me
seen
kind
it
of
on
like,
Twitch with other people.
The Starship Troopers game is kind of what it reminds me of.
Yeah, I
The-
can see
the
that, but like
play-
a more
style.
polished. Yeah, but a more polished version. But yeah, it totally looks like that game because that's what Starship Troopers is like. You're in a fucking base and you gotta defend it against these bugs or whatever, and then there'll be different things going on usually around whatever. Like there's an objective somebody wants to do, or and you can join them to do that objective, or you cannot join them. Pretty straightforward stuff there. But I'm gonna pre-order that other game you told me about, Rise of the Ronin.
Oh yeah, that game looks really good.
When the fuck is that coming out?
I don't remember.
March, right?
It's a little ways away. Yeah.
And I know that Skull and Bones comes out this week, but I will not be buying it. But
I believe there's
but
a
I-
demo too. You can try out.
There
or
was
a
an
trial.
open beta this weekend, and I missed it.
Oh,
I
that's what
actually
it
looked to jump
was.
on, and I downloaded it, and it was on the last day, and then I got sidetracked, and I went back to log on that evening, and it was already too late. So yeah, I didn't really look into it, but I haven't heard anything about it either.
I just heard not good things, like it wasn't fun. So yeah, just basing that off of one podcast. And previews.
Yeah, but I will be playing that. I'm gonna sign up for the Ubisoft Plus premium package yet again, and give that a whirl, right? Like, why not? Ubisoft doesn't want me to own.
$15.
Yeah, Ubisoft.
There's other
Ubisoft
games you
told
can
me.
play.
They told me, Gunny. They told me we don't want you to own our games.
Right.
We
encourage you to pay that 15.
Yeah, just get on the $15 train, man. We don't want you to own these games. Just pay us $15.
It's cheaper
all
than
they
Game
want.
Pass. You can do it.
Jesus, they want you to keep paying them $15.
That's the
Oh.
key, right? Like
Right.
Xbox, keep paying.
but
PlayStation,
see,
same thing. PS Plus, let's
I
go.
pay them $15 and then I try to cancel right away. That way, I play it for a month and then I get bored of it and then I'm over it.
Right. You're not going to finish it because their games are so long. Like all the Assassin's Creed games.
Oh, dude.
So big anymore. I'm like, holy cow.
Like fucking 400
they're like,
hours
this
to
guy-
beat a fucking game.
He's going to beat this game. He's going to be playing it for 6 months,
Yeah.
We put all
But,
this massive size in it, but there's no real crazy content, It's always the same old, same old.
Mm-hmm. But besides all that, big news. I apparently have a Steam Deck, but I don't have a Steam Deck.
You do, but you don't. How does that
I-
work?
I do, but I don't. So I got a Steam Deck for Christmas for my girlfriend. And problem is she shipped it to California because that's where we were going to celebrate Christmas. Well, that's where we did celebrate Christmas. So she shipped it there. But when she shipped it, when she bought it, it was November, right? And that's when it was back ordered. So they told her it won't arrive till like February, maybe. Well, comes out that the shit arrived last month in December, late December, And now it's been there for over a month, and it's just been chilling there. And hopefully it can come here soon. So that's what happened. It's fucking shitty. Oh well. Hopefully it works out.
You'll get it soon. Yep.
Yeah.
But the too bad I wasn't too close to there, right? I mean, but still they got to ship it up there, or I have to bring it up.
You had Gunny go pick
Oregon.
it up. He would have
Yeah.
kept it.
I don't know
He
that
would
I'm coming up to
have
Oregon though.
traded his out. He'd been even like, "Oh, look, you know, I don't know which one had the bigger model. If you guys had smaller storage or not, but
You got the OLED, right, Jesus? You just got the smaller hard drive?
I think so. I think I got the middle one. Isn't there 3 versions, like the 256, 5, and then 1 terabyte?
Yeah, so probably the 500 gig, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the one I got. But yeah, man, I don't know. So maybe I'll get to play with my Steam Deck sometime in the next couple of weeks. It's just been sitting there. Yeah, because she told me here like a week ago, maybe a week ago. She was like, hey, have you seen a box at the house? I'm like, nope. She's like, well, this thing hasn't been delivered like a month ago. I was like, what? I was like, what? Well, it didn't get delivered here. That's for damn sure. And then sure enough, she saw it and she was like, oh, fuck, it got delivered to California. And then sure enough, her great uncle, he's like an older man, he signed for it and he just set it by the TV. So I asked him, hey, did you sign for a package like about a month ago? He was like, oh, you mean that box by the TV? It's up there. and then you just signed for it and left there? He's like, yeah. He's like, I signed for it and I left it there. And no one noticed it for a month. It was just chilling by the TV. Just no one's fucking noticed it. No one's been like, oh, what the fuck is this box up here? So
they're probably like thinking, well, she'll be back eventually. She'll pick it up.
Like,
it has her name.
If they want it, they'll call for it.
Yeah. It must not be anything important. It's just whatever. Probably go throw it out.
Put it in the garage.
Oh shit. But yeah, man. So hopefully I get to play with that eventually when it comes here. But yeah, that's really all I've been playing, man. I really just been in a lot of Call of Duty matches, man. Like so many Mayo. So many matches, Mayo. Constantly like people getting killed, people getting like mad at me, people calling me a bot. I've had a few people tell me I'm fucking hacking. People get really, really angry. Playing against some clans. They try to make fun of me because of my name, and then I fucking wreck them. That's the funniest part to me is when like I get in a lobby and people are like, oh, Jesus, Voxelot. That's a stupid name. And then I proceed to fucking destroy their whole team like by a lot. And then they just set up. At the end of the match, there's no talking. This is them like, oh, fuck.
Are you talking? Are you saying now what or what? Now what?
No, I'm just laughing at them by myself. I don't really talk. I don't talk to anyone. I'm just like, whatever. I'm just fucking laughing at them. And I'm like, yeah, you fucking losers. Like, I just fucking wrecked your whole fucking clan. The entire clan. All you fuckers had a clan tag, the same clan on your team, and you all got fucking destroyed. And I'll have like a shitload positive KD, like a fucking 3.0 KD. It's like, hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
How many times have you been reported?
I don't know. I've probably been reported a couple times, I would say. Probably.
And they probably checked your gameplay and stuff. Yeah. Like, nah, he's legit. He's good.
They could tell I don't cheat. I mean, I obviously get killed, quite a bit. It's just, like I said, sometimes I get in the zone, man. I get in the zone, Mayo, You get in those matches, right, where you're like in the zone, you're just like,
oh yeah,
everything that moves, you can just detect it like right away. You're like, oh, I know that person right. There's a person right there, a person right there. And it's just like fucking like you're like the goddamn Terminator, dude. Just auto locking on everything. It's
like John Wick running through there.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, but yeah, I really want to. I want to get back into Starfield. The new patch seemed pretty legit. A lot of people are liking it, and apparently it improved a lot of things in the game. Oh, I did go back to one game, though, speaking of Starfield, a game that I kind of, because I saw a video about Starfield being compared to this game, I went back to this game. Guess what game it was, Mayo? Yes.
I know what it was.
One of my most favorite games of all time.
That you played on the PS4.
One of my most recent favorite games of all time. It's not that old. and it still holds up very good to today. Think about it, man. What game just came
I'll
out a
say
few years ago?
Death Stranding.
No, that's a good one. I should go back to that.
Did you play it on PS4, Jesus? I can't remember. I thought you did. On Xbox, right? Or no, PlayStation. That's where it came out exclusive.
I played this game.
Exclusive.
No, I played this game on PC.
Was it Outer Worlds? Outer Lands?
Nope.
No, it wasn't your favorite game though. That was like,
yeah, what's a game that I really love, guys? Come on, I talked about this game forever.
You talked about
forever. No, but this game was like, no, this game was forever. I'm saying this game was there was a TikTok made of this game being compared to Starfield. People were saying, "Oh, Starfield is like this game," but then they showed the gameplay of both of them, and Starfield couldn't even hold a candle to this game. It couldn't even get close to what this game was achieving.
No, Sneeko likes it. I don't like it.
What game, Gunny?
Oh my gosh! Now, hold on. I'm trying to think of what the hell it is. I totally forgot the name because I couldn't get into it.
Oh, come on! What's the next biggest game coming out in the next year? What's the biggest game? Who makes that game?
The next biggest game?
What's the biggest game coming out in the next 2 years that has all the hype right now?
GTA 5, 6.
GTA 6.
Red Dead Redemption 2 you played.
Yeah, fucking right. I played Red Dead Redemption 2. Because I saw some stupid ass video. People were saying that Starfield's physics were comparable to Red Dead Redemption 2. And then they felt like people eating at a dinner table, right, in Starfield. And they're like trying to cut their meat or their food on their plate. And honestly, they're just moving a knife and fork back and forth on the fucking plate, and then nothing happens when they go to take a bite. Like the food still looks the same on the plate, and then they showed a video of like a diner in Red Dead Redemption 2, of like the character walking into like a saloon where people are eating, and you can just stand there and watch the guy cut up a steak, and it'll actually cut the steak as he's doing it. And he'll pick up a piece of the meat with his fork and actually eat it. And then the steak will diminish. The more he eats, the smaller the food gets on the plate. And they're saying, how the fuck are people trying to compare these little physics that Starfield has to this fucking game? Like Red Dead, if you talk about immersion and like attention to detail, there's not many games that do that what they did. That's why like GTA 6 sounds pretty exciting to me, man, because I think they're going to incorporate a lot of that shit into GTA 6. Like, people don't probably think about it as much, but if you think about all the little tech they invented for Red Dead Redemption 2, I guarantee all that shit will be in GTA 6 and probably improved upon, you know? Like, just the different details of the footprints you leave in the fucking snow or the mud, like how your character gets dirty as he walks through mud, or when he walks through grass, you know, you can see the blades of grass folding down. All that shit will probably be in GTA 6.
Yeah, I could definitely see that being in the single player.
But yeah, even going back to Red Dead
detail.
But I'm not even kidding, guys. Going back to Red Dead Redemption 2, I picked up somewhere, like, for some reason I lost my save file where I beat the game. So I picked up in the spot where I was about 3/4 into the game, or maybe a quarter into the game, or halfway almost. And just going into that world and being in that world for like, I don't know, I was in there about an hour, and all I really did was I went fishing, then I tried to rob a train, and then the train went into a town where it wouldn't let me pull out my gun because it said that Dutch told us to not pull out guns in that town. And I was like, what the fuck? Like I don't know. So I couldn't kill the guards because the guards were all fucking me up. And then I went to San Plantation and I shot everyone. And yeah, man, like fucking, I really, really like Red Dead. I like it a lot, Gunny.
It's a damn good looking game. I don't know why I don't go back to it more often.
It's too fucking good.
I still think I have it installed on my PC.
It fucking holds up. Like, if you look at it on max settings on your PC, dude, it's like you could, you can really say that game came out this year. It looks so fucking good. Like, it is crazy to me how good it looks compared to like all these other new games that just came out. Like, even compared to like tell me some new games that just came out. What's some new games
like Alan Wake or something?
Yeah, like Alan Wake or something. This game still probably looks as good, if not better, than Alan Wake.
Well, it looks good. It's open world as well. I would say it's more of like a Hogwarts Legacy kind of game because it's a big world.
It's
Alan Wake is a very linear game.
Yeah, it's so fucking good looking, dude. And like you said, man, it's open world. So like, you gotta think about all the crazy shit going on in the world in that universe that they built, and it's all happening at the same time, and it's just fucking crazy, dude. Like, and then like I said, the attention to detail, the immersion that's in the game is nuts. Like, say you go and you hunt like a rabbit, right? And you kill the rabbit and you hang it on your horse. If you just ride around with that fucking rabbit on your horse for like, I don't know, say about a week in game time, 2 weeks in game time, the fucking rabbit will decompose as it's hanging on your horse. It'll go from being eatable meat to like just like a carcass, like it'll just decompose on your horse, and eventually it'll just fall off as a skeleton, because it's just been fucking chilling, like that's crazy.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
other
super
game does
detailed.
that? What other game does that? Not The Witcher, not Cyberpunk, not Starfield. I cannot think of other games that go to the level of detail that Rockstar went into with that
it
game.
has a lot.
Like
Yeah, that's
I can't
huge.
think of it. Like I can't even even if you even thinking about like say The Last of Us or like anything that Naughty Dog made, Uncharted, or even like any series that PlayStation made, like even the Horizon series or whatever. Like even all those series, as good as they are, and those games as good as they are, and the attention to detail in those games are very well done, they're still not as immersive as Red Dead Redemption 2. It just doesn't get close. So to me, that's why I think GTA 6 is gonna be fucking huge. It's gonna be massive, dude. Like it's probably gonna break the world record for most games sold in 24 hours again.
Not only that, but I thought it was a little bit lower, but it's not confirmed yet. But the budget for GTA 6 is around 2 billion with a B. I thought it was a billion, but apparently no. Like it's going to be closer to 2.
$2 fucking billion, dude. That means at launch they're expecting to make over $2 billion.
Within the first 48 hours, you think, or the first week?
That has to be a goal, because no company is going to pump $2 billion into a project without thinking.
Well, it'll just be on consoles at first, right? So probably the first week. That'd be something. They probably got to make at least $1 billion the first week
more
on
than that,
on
more
Xbox
than that.
and
Because you think
PlayStation.
this time around, dude, I think this time around, the online part of it'll be available day one. And they'll say, oh, GTA Online, you guys want to keep playing that on GTA 6? Well, it's available day one. It's not, oh, wait like 2 months like we did for GTA 5.
Yeah. Right.
Do you remember GTA 5? It launched, and then it was like a month later when the online launched. Remember that?
Yes.
In this one, I think it's going to be same day with microtransactions.
You think it's all going to be same day? Okay.
Yeah. Or maybe like, oh, we'll launch it the day after we launch the game. So you have one day to fuck around with the single player. So at least we all know you tried it, and then go play the online or whatever,
That sounds better. I've seen other games do that, right? Where they say single player online is the day after or something.
But yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with it, dude. I will buy that game probably 5 times, and you probably will too, Gunny.
I'll probably buy it twice. Yeah, me and Ryan will buy it on Xbox, and then I'll buy it on PC. So here's the question, Jesus: does it come to the Rockstar launcher first, or do they put it on Steam first?
I'll buy it on PS5, then I'll probably buy it on the Xbox, then I'll probably buy it on my PC.
Yep.
Probably in that order.
I'm assuming it'll go to the Rockstar launcher first.
Yeah, the question is how long? I'm just curious, like how long before they, say, all right, now it can come. I'm just curious how long they'll keep it exclusive on that launcher.
Well, I don't know how long was Red Dead exclusive to the Rockstar launcher.
No, so if you remember, I think it was a month later or 2 months later that the launcher was invented.
Yeah, I don't remember how
because I researched it about a month ago. Jesus, it came out I think it was a month after Red Dead Redemption 2. The question is, yeah, but I don't remember. I'm trying to think of the timeline between.
Because even if you buy GTA 5 on the Steam page, you have to download the Rockstar launcher to launch it. It's that type of game, isn't it, Mayo? Where if you own GTA 5 on Steam, you still have to have the Rockstar launcher to use it.
Yeah, that's like how I think one of my games are. I can't remember which one it is, but I have GTA 5. I think actually I have that one through Steam, and then Red Dead I have separate on just through the Rockstar launcher. But I think GTA 5 I have on Steam, and it just automatically launches the Rockstar launcher.
Yeah, so I'm assuming it'll come that way. But anyways, that's all I played, man. What have you been playing, Mayo?
Oh man, I've been kind of bouncing all over the place. So, biggest thing I've been playing this week, Jesus, is I played a lot of The Last of Us 2 remake on PS5. Still grinding through that game. I have made it to basically, I think the PS5 says it's like 50% and I just got to the point where I met up with Abby at the whole the rainy scene. Like you do the boat and you get to this little amusement park and it's rainy, and when you first come across Abby, and then it does like the whole like goes 2 years back. And now you're playing as Abby. I'm gonna assume, I don't at this point, from what a little bit I've talked to you guys about the game, is I'm gonna play as Abby, and it's gonna kind of lead up to the point where those two met up, where Abby and Ellie meet there at the end, where right before it flashes back. So I pretty much just got done doing that. So I've been playing it for a little while. I can see how some people might think that, like, oh yeah, the game kind of drags on. Cause it did feel like it dragged on a little while to get to her, and now I'm playing the whole part with her trying to get to where Ellie was gonna be at, where they meet up. But it's interesting to maybe see it from the other side. I think it's very weird, like how big and buff she looks. I'm like, she's like ginormous. I don't know if they answer that in the game or not. If she like dedicates time to like building herself up to get revenge or what, but she's very
a little older, a little taller, a little wider.
Yeah, she's very wide, very strong
she's
looking.
Very manly looking. She looked like she whipped my ass. I mean,
for sure.
She could beat most men up, I think.
Yeah, so that's kind of like in the flashback. The one flashback they showed, she looked a lot more feminine, but then, like in the newer parts of the game, she looks very, very strong. Very broad and strong.
Yeah, very fucking buff, dude. Like that fucking shit. I'm just showing all fucking toned up and shit. Like, goddamn.
Right. She like she went like She-Hulk on you. She's like the normal She-Hulk.
No shit. She's like stronger than her guy friends and shit. It's just fucking big.
Yeah. Go through there and I'll be running across the clickers and just tearing them apart because I'm her. No. You're like, rah, she turns green, but no, the game is good. I'm enjoying it. We just kind of casually sit and play in the living room. The girlfriend likes to watch because she got into the TV show. I know I mentioned that before in the show. But she's kind of into it. But it did get to a point where the one night we were playing and like I'm playing through it and she's watching, and it was like at the hospital basically, like when we kind of first get to where we thought Abby was at, or it's not like maybe it wasn't a hospital, but it was something like a hospital or like a TV station part. And there's like kind of multiple floors and stuff, and you're going through, and there's a lot of enemies there. And I was really struggling for weapons and ammo like the whole time. It was like one or two bullets, here and there, and constantly switching guns and trying to make do with what I had. And the girlfriend was like, this is stressful. She's like, I'm just going to bed. She's like, go ahead and beat this part and then just pause it from there, and then she's like, I don't want to watch anymore. So I finished like that area, got out of it, and then did all the combat part of it. So then I think the story continued from there. But she was like, that part was tense. She's like,
it's got to be like a Resident Evil, right? It's got to be Resident Evil style.
She's like, you could never catch a break. And that's what I want to play next. I have Resident Evil Village on the Xbox. And I think I bought that on my One X. But I think will that automatically upgrade to the Series X version?
What game?
What is that?
Resident Evil Village?
I believe so. What?
No.
Because I thought in my library it shows the X and the S on it, but I didn't know if it would upgrade or not.
Oh, it's a third party, so probably not. I don't know. I would check.
Yeah,
some do and some don't.
Like when you look at your digital library and it has like a little corner on the corner, it has like an X and then it has a slash and it has the S. It kind of tells you it's
some do and some don't. Like
it
third
has that
party.
On it,
yeah.
But I haven't tried to download it and run it. Like I'm gonna wait till I get past The Last of Us first.
It might ask you actually, like, hey, you own this is an automatic upgrade or whatever. But yeah.
Either way, the game looked pretty good on my OLED back in the day when that first came out, when I bought that on my Xbox One X. So I'm sure it's gonna look good still and play even better on the Series X. So I'll play it on the OLED in the living room. So I think when we beat this, I'm gonna go ahead and download that and let her see Resident Evil Village once and see what she thinks of that. She likes that suspense kind of stuff. She just was like this last time. She was like, "This is intense." She's like, "I'm just going to bed." I'm like, all right. But after she went to bed, I ended up firing up. I've been playing, like, I've been bouncing back and forth between that and God of War Ragnarok. I still have been playing that game. Still not really feeling it though. But like, it's just kind of something to play in the living room. I like sitting around. It's just all the puzzles. It's like you go into a room. Okay, how do I get over here? How do I get over there? If the game had a lot more steady action, I feel like I'd get a lot more into this game. But it's really easy for me to just like walk away from it. Like I could just like not play it. I'm only playing it because I'm just kind of like, find something to play right now, you know.
Yeah.
But let's see if this grabs me later. And I got to the point now, and I don't know if you played any of this or not, Jesus, but or Gunny. I mean, I got up to the part where basically where I met. Oh, what's the evil sorceress girl name? The one that's trying to kill you in the beginning.
Oh fuck! I just had it. Fuck.
Anyways, you
I
kind of
don't. I don't remember
meet
her
up with
name.
her, and with the boy Atreus, he goes and meets up with her, and you like warp out, or no, he does something on his own, and you come back, and then she ends up with your main character. I can't think of his name. Well, Kratos, and you're going through like this forest area, so it's like you go to and it's like these living trees and mushrooms and all that stuff around. And that's where I'm at, like. And I just kind of stopped right there. I'm just like, again, it's just puzzle after puzzle. It's like, oh, you need to get over here. You need to figure out how to open up this thing. And, it's just like the combat
Yeah.
is fun. It's fun when you do it. It's just few and far in between sometimes, and sometimes I just want
I
that
think,
more action based, I feel.
yeah, I think that part where you're at, Mayo, I think that's when you meet up with the dwarf, whatever they're called, like the vendors or whatever, they upgrade your weapons and stuff.
Yeah, I've been with him a
Mm.
couple times off and on. I just got done doing the right before that was the part where Atreus meets he like gets into a fight with his dad and he goes to his room and he kind of dozes off, but then he has like this I'm assuming it's like a dream scene. He meets this girl and you're riding this little like bull looking thing through the marsh and you're collecting these fruit and then you end up fighting a giant because she was taking the souls of animals and you take the soul out of a giant because they're like in these marbles you find out and you put it in a snake and it goes away. Like all that stuff just recently happened. So if it draws
Hmm.
any, I don't know how many hours I'm into it, or I don't know how far
I
deep
haven't
into the
played
game.
much of that game at all. I think I
It
played
just,
the intro.
it just does not grab me. The first one, the 2018 one did pretty well, like keeping me involved. But I just feel like it's more of the same. I'm just kind of like,
Yeah.
it's something to play. Kind of
I
interested
was
in it
thinking
here and
about
there.
playing. I was thinking about playing that Horizon Forbidden West game,
Yeah,
but
I do that as well. Like I
uh,
have it. I have a physical copy. That's like one of the few games I ever bought. I don't know why I bought a physical copy of it. I was just in the store. It's actually I have it right here by me. And like shortly after I bought it, it went to the PS Plus. So like you can play it on there for
Yeah.
the
yeah,
No,
monthly.
yeah,
But
don't open the package, right? You keep that.
it's already opened. Yeah, like I opened it and downloaded it. I thought I was gonna play it right away, and I just never got to it. Like some other good games on the PS5 came out, and
yeah.
I just didn't. But besides that, that's all I've been playing on the PS5. On the Xbox side of things, I've pretty much been playing Forza Horizon, or not Horizon, but Forza Motorsport. Just been kind of chipping away at that game just a little bit, just for some fun racing here and there. Been playing that again on the Xbox Series X on the OLED, and the other night I was kind of bored and I was sitting in here in the living room or in the bedroom, and I decided to download that and put that on the PC, Jesus. And I'm like, you know what? It'll probably run a little better on my PC, and we'll see how it looks and stuff. And it did. It ran better. It has a frame rate counter, so I'm getting about 90 frames with the game on max settings. So it's it's a good looking game, and it's got built-in ray tracing and everything. So 90 frames is pretty decent. What I
What
feel.
email?
Forza Motorsport.
Okay, yeah.
And so I've been playing that, and I'm playing it on my 1440 monitor. My son borrowed my 1080p 280 hertz monitor. He traded me out. He's like, "Here, have my Hobo 144 hertz 1080p monitor for a little while." So he wanted to borrow that. So I'm using my 180 hertz 1440 monitor as my primary monitor right now. So all my gaming has been at 1440, which this graphics card has done pretty well with that. But so I downloaded that on the PC, played through it on the PC, did a couple races, having a good time with it. There's like a bunch of races across the top. Like when you go in your season, it has like all these like pre-done types of races. They're kind of long and drawn out sometimes, but I'm on the last set on the top row, and it's kind of like almost the last set. It's like the performance car set. So I have like this really nice little Porsche Carrera S and stuff like that. And so it's a good game though. I really enjoy the racing in that game. It just again, it's a game that makes me tired though. Like that driving, just like continuously driving around the track,
Yeah.
and if I'm sleepy or whatever, that stuff makes me tired. I'm like, want to go to bed or whatever afterwards
Yeah.
early. I feel like I've
That's
been driving forever.
like that's something like, for example, like the standard Forza game, which I haven't touched, by the way. Due to Power World, but yeah, that's something I got to play like early in the morning because you're right, man. If you've got to do 20 laps or whatever, Not 20. That's a lot, but 15. It's like, wow, that's
on this one here, it's like 5 laps. They can take a while. They can be like 3 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes a lap, but you got to do the practice as well. So it's like sometimes 2 laps of the practice, and then sometimes it's usually like 4 or 5 laps of the actual race. So
yeah.
you're
What am I
doing it
thinking
like
of?
you're doing like 7 or 8
Nuremberg?
laps, and you got to figure like 3 minutes a lap, 2 minutes a lap range.
Is it
So
Nuremberg or whatever? It's like the super long track. It's like,
that track
my
is
gosh, yeah,
huge.
yeah.
But yeah, so it's a fun game. I'm enjoying it, and it had pretty decent graphic settings for the PC, being an Xbox port. It did have DLSS. It does have like some settings, but some of the stuff was kind of weird. Like they have stuff like you don't see really often, like the way it handled a couple things. Like there's a lot of stuff you can just put to auto. So basically, like you just don't want to do the settings, you just let it do its thing and figure it out. But it's not a bad game. I've been enjoying it. And then besides that, I've been jumping back and forth to Baldur's Gate 3 sometime to just kind of chill over here at the PC. And that game is kind of chugging along. I finally finished the first act, so I got into the second area, and so I stopped right there the other night, and I have not jumped back on since. But finally out of the first act, I pretty much did every mission I could possibly do, and probably the most rewardable thing is it wasn't rewardable, but I just kind of felt like I cheated a little bit was like I had to fight the witch. Do you know who I'm talking about? The lady who's supposed to help you with the cure, and she had like people like held captive or whatever. And she's a pretty hard fight. She I don't know if you've done this fight or not, Gunny, but she makes like 4 or
I
5
haven't.
copies of herself. Yeah, she'll make like 4 or 5 copies of herself, and the girl you're trying to rescue is in this like bird looking cage, kind of floating over a pit, and they light it on fire, and you have to put it out. And unfortunately, my game saved like right as I was coming into combat. And so with the people I had and stuff, I didn't have any way of putting out a fire. I didn't have any water spell with me, so I couldn't. I had a frost spell, so I could try to freeze it, and it doesn't have any effect on it. So you could only use a water spell. So she ended up like the cage ends up catching on fire, and it burns and breaks, and she like just falls to her death. So she ended up dying on my game. The girl I was trying to rescue, and then the witch. The cool moment I had in that game was she's a hard fight. She'll split herself up into 4 or 5 copies of herself, and you have to figure out which one she is. And I was able to figure out which one right away. And there's the same hole that the girl falls in from that's hanging from the cage. I was able to actually get her pinned by that hole, and I was able to use one of your little bonus moves to just shove her in the hole. So you just do a 2-handed push, and she just falls in the hole, and it's just instant death. So you get the achievement for it. But she had like 180 health or something like that. So she had a ton of health compared to my characters who have like 30. And so she was a tough fight, but I was just able to just knock her into the hole by just shoving her, and so then she just fell to her death. Which I didn't get the items that she was carrying, but there's still plenty of things like around there. I don't know what she was carrying or what I would have gotten out of that, but that's just the beauty of this game. It's like you can do so many things, whatever you want to do. You may miss out on something. You might miss out on a weapon or some gear or potions or something like that, but you can just do whatever you want and kill whoever you want or any way you can. So just kind of getting away with an easy one there, just knocking her in the hole, letting her fall to her death. So, but that game has been good. I've been enjoying it. It's very slow, but it's still an interesting game, and kind of like figure out what's going on and just the openness of it. I'm always curious to see how things are going to go and stuff.
That's a game I'd like to go back to eventually.
And then just the last thing I've been playing like the last 2 days. Yesterday, I got a hold. I was talking to Ryan, and Ryan talked me into playing some Fortnite. So we jumped on and played some Fortnite. We're trying to get Gunny on here to play with us, but he didn't come on. I don't know what he.
I was watching the Super Bowl. I saw you guys chatting, but we were watching the game. I had
he
son
said
had
he
a friend
messaged
over.
you. He was like, "Oh, trying to get Gunny on too." But yeah, we did some duo runs, and it was actually kind of a little bit of fun. We had some fun going through. We were getting lots of kills and killing a lot of people, and he was showing me some of the weird things. And the game was very foreign to me at first. It was like so many odd things. They're doing a whole Ninja Turtle event right now. So it has all the Ninja Turtles, and it has like these weapons you can pick up from the turtles that are really crazy strong. And then you can also like go to these bases, and they'll have characters like from the Ninja Turtles game around, and you can talk to people, and they'll give you some health. But you can go to like this layer, basically the turtles, or it's in this tunnel, and there's a whole bunch of weapons in there. So you can go in there, and it's like a vault. So you go in there, and you got all these really good like high level ARs and sniper rifles and shotguns and stuff, and you can go in there and grab some weapons, but it's like a very hot area, so you go in there, you got to try to fight your way out. But so So we just kind of had a little bit of fun messing around with that, and it's been fun. I've actually played a couple rounds by myself. I did a couple of solo rounds, and again, this is against early level competition and stuff like that. Maybe some bots in the matches as well, but finishing like top 5 every time with like 6 or 7 kills, and just being able to feel like like unlike like PUBG and some of other games, you just feel like you're just like overwhelmed at times. This kind of like just kind of walks you into it and just kind of builds you up. And I really think the epic matchmaking is really really good. I just feel like the skill level that maybe because there's so many people playing, they can kind of balance it out better or not. But it's been a good time.
That's probably why I was doing so good, right? Being low level 1, 2, 3, and getting down to into the top 5 every time.
Yeah,
that was pretty nice.
We're probably playing with some youngins and stuff, but it gives you time to learn the game and you progress and people progress with you, I guess you could say. But yeah, but it is crazy. There is a lot of stuff to that game. There's a lot of skins and all that stuff. I've seen Master Chief and I've seen all the Ninja Turtles and I've seen whatever characters you can think of almost during that game. And there's so many things to it. But
I know that there's something.
Playing no build.
I'll just mention it now, Mayo. I know we don't even have it in the news, but I think it was Disney Marvel invested like 1.5 billion or something into the Epic Games.
I've seen something like that, so I wonder if we'll start seeing some Disney characters in there or something. Who knows?
I think they already do. I mean, we've already got Marvel characters in there, so
yeah, Marvel is in there for sure. I was surprised by how much like licensed music is in the game. I don't know how all that works, but there's a lot of licensed music in the game, just in the lobbies. Like you can just walk up by some people and they'll be playing some songs that and you're like, oh crap, I know that song. That's kind of interesting, But
yeah,
I don't know what they must have paid a lot for extra licensing because they can definitely I recognize a lot of the songs.
Yeah, so Sony's got a chunk of Epic, and now Disney, Marvel. Yep.
Yeah, good times. That's pretty much all I've been playing this week. I mean, it's kind of bouncing around quite a bit, but just enjoying those different games.
Nice. Jesus, I think I wasn't sure if I mentioned it or not, but that Frostpunk, the mobile game Beyond the Ice. I don't know. Did you check that out?
I did.
Yeah. So yeah, I downloaded it. I think it was after the show or whatever. I think it was on the weekend, and then like unlocked or whatever. But it's a pretty cool game so far. It's since it is kind of like still considered like an early access thing, you get rewards and just like a mobile game. You can pay to get stuff early, but so far it's good. Like it's got a little story to it, and you're kind of building up your resources, putting your tents down like you would in the original game. I wasn't sure, Jesus, when I first started playing it, I was like, oh, is this the only view that I get? Just kind of that, that side view or whatever, isometrical. But you can actually spin the screen like you would playing on, PC or actual console. So that was cool, like to know that you can kind of can't really zoom in too far. It's not exact, but yeah, you can spin it around and, for other resources if needed. But just kind of in that first probably that first hour tutorial, just kind of teaching you to, gather up more wood, more coal, keep the fucking furnace going. Yeah. So far it's pretty good. I like it. I probably only played it for like just about an hour, but yeah, I don't even know if it's got like a book of laws or whatever, or I think that's it, right? There's just kind of the book of laws, but I didn't see anything else in there as far as what else it offers. Like, if there's other things to have to do with like medical and, shit like that, but it's actually worth checking out. I'd check it out, people. It's now available should be on just iOS, Android for everyone to play. And yeah, I didn't even know they have like a board game. I think they even mention it in the actual game itself, like that you can go pay for that. So, but yeah, lots of Pal World I played. I've been slowing down actually for the past week. It was like I think I hit a point, guys, where I was like I need to come up for air, do some real adulting, but I got into it pretty hot. But I'll say this, like I did cheat a little bit. I know I was telling Ghost Nico, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go in there and just kind of scale it up on the XP for a little bit. And I probably only did it for, so I think I just went into the settings and I didn't go to a YouTube video or anything. I just went increase your XP. And that's what I did. I think I increased it a little bit. And then boom, like if you, whatever, like, I don't know. It was like, okay, kill a regular boss, somebody like a little lower than you, or capture just a few pals or whatever. And it was like, like, hey, you leveled up. So I think I did it like 3 times and I got like 12 points, skill points. And then I was like, okay, that's a little too easy. And I used it, but then I scaled it back down to default for what it was. Because I'm like, okay, if I continue on this path, I'm going to be finishing this game within a week or something, or like 4 days. So I'm like, no, I don't want that. But it was nice getting the 12 skill points that I can use, the technology points or whatever they call them. But yeah, so I did that, and I've just been went back to just playing normal as I would. But yeah, every time I go to try and kill like maybe a boss who's like, I'm 31, I think I am, or am I 34? I can't remember. And then I had a boss who was like 38, and I'm like, yeah, me and my other super pal's gonna go kick some ass or whatever. I get him down to almost nothing, and then man, I just get annihilated. But I'm like, okay.
I stopped, that night. I think we were all kind of playing like after the podcast the one night. I think Jesus just recently picked it up, or like that night, like maybe the next day we all played together a little bit. But that was probably the last time I played it. Actually, I think I was level like 12 or 13.
Yeah,
I was liking it. I just got away from it, and I haven't jumped back in.
It's but it's cool. Like, it's a good game. So I don't know if we mentioned it on the last show, but I had the beginner base, and then I went down. I watched a couple of YouTube videos like, oh, where's the best place for a base? Oh, it's over here, like in this like kind of a sandy oceanfront beachy area, and it's super open, and you can kind of a lot of space to build. So I built like a little castle there. Well, it was like 3 floors, so actually a good size fucking castle. And put everything as I could in front. I've got a breeding farm going there. So, and then you've got for the breeding farm, you need to have cake. I don't think you have to, Mayo. I don't think you have to. I think it'll just increase the speed at which your 2 pals will make a new pal, which basically they make a new egg.
Is that what we need? We need cake in our lives.
Well, if you want to make a new pal, you need cake in the love cage, man. That's what you need. So
there you go.
Here's my, I have a question, like maybe out to the community or whoever, like, well, what if I don't do the cake? Because I think it just takes longer. But if I do cake, will I get a better pal out of it? So yeah, that's the question. And then obviously, right, if you've got some epics or shinies, but it has to be like a male and a female, right? That's the way this game works. So put a male and the female in the pen, and yeah, like the higher they are, you'll get that same skill level pal out of it. But there's like a website you can go to. I think it was like Pal World GG or something like that. And then it kind of shows you like there's like a glossary down there where you can see like, okay, if you mix this pal with this pal, then this is what you get out of it. But I kind of followed that, but it didn't seem to work for some reason. Like came out with something else. But I think they come out with just like eggs you would find around the world. Like so far, I've just found a lot of commons and the green ones. Nothing. I haven't found any epics or anything like that. Haven't searched those out. So I've got a couple big ones, really big ones. So, yeah, there was this one moment. I don't think I said it on the last show and it was a base like not super far away. You know how maybe if you ever come across those, like it'll just be like a plateau, and then there'll just be like a fort, basically, right? Makeshift fort. Mm-hmm. And like and then in those forts you'll find them randomly, and then they always have like a pal locked in a cage.
Yeah, I had one right by my base. It was like a bandit camp, and I went there and I basically just kind of killed everybody, and then there's like a pal on there, and I kind of unlocked him. But
yeah, like you automatically unlock him as soon as you unlock the lock or whatever.
Yeah, and it wasn't very difficult or nothing like that. There's like a couple bandits in there. Went in there and just kind of cleaned it out real quick, and it was really close to my base too. I mean, it was like
they're not far away.
I was like, oh wow.
They're always in the same. So I think they're always in the same spot, and then there's obviously like it might be like a 24-hour timer, like everything else is, like the chest, like everything else. If you come back the next day, there's going to be another pal in there. Might be something really cool. So always check those out. Or it could just be a regular pal, like, oh, I've already got this, but yeah, unlock it anyway or kill all the enemies. But yeah, man, like inside one of those forts or whatever, like there was like this super heavy machine gunner guy in there. And I think the gun's like half the size of the actual player himself, like a human player. It was like, so it was funny just having him at my base, just like this huge minigun, just just, out everywhere. Like he's getting stuck on everything. And yeah, but I think that's a little
detection of the people getting moved. People get stuck all the time on rocks and corners and
or if you put like a chest. Yeah, if you put like a chest too close to another chest, they can't walk between it. They're trying to figure it out. Stuff like that.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I just really need some polish on that game, some help with it.
I think they finally did fix some of the stuff, like when you're at your base and you get raided, which is quite often, right? I'm just talking NPCs, not online. And you'll hear the music and they'll be running up the hill, and I took that guy I can't even think of the name of the human NPC. But anyway, I took him out there with a gun. He's just kind of standing there, and there's like 5 of them trying to knock the wall down. I've got like the wooden fort walls or whatever, but I'm hitting him with the bow and arrow or the poison crossbow, which I like. And yeah, he just kind of like standing there like, all right, what do you want me to do? But it's funny. Like, I guess if we're inside the base already, and if they get in there, then he'll actually, him and all the other actual NPC, the pals in your, not in your deck, but in your, in game or whatever, one of the 5 you can carry, they will start fucking beating up on them. So, but I think they finally fixed that.
I was trying to be smart when I quit playing. I was trying to keep like a couple of attack heavy pals with me, and the ones that would eat a lot of food, I really didn't have them in my camp. Because they didn't. Some of them weren't like very productive. Like they would have like one stat they were good at, or but they really was like 3 or 4 lows on the ranking. On how much they eat. I mean, and at higher levels you probably see a lot more of that. But like on the lower levels, I'm like level like 13 or 14. It was just like I can put a pal out that has like 1 loaf of bread rating. How much he eats compared to one that puts 4. And the one almost did the same exact amount of work. They'd be like level 1 or level 2 in farming or whatever, and that's what I needed. So it's like, okay, I'll just put him out instead. So like, just trying to manage all that yet. I haven't really gone back to it since.
I didn't really
move my base to like, I moved my base from the beginning area where I was at to a different area, and that was very time consuming. And now I'm just kind of like, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if I never looked into that. Like you were talking about the food rating. I think I do a pretty good job of just like. Yeah, I just need somebody who has, the fire ability for the kins and the different cooking area things of, food I'm making or smelting like the iron ingots or give me a couple of those. I'll take somebody for who does like the wood chopping and rocks and a gatherer, and I need a sheep to make wool, which there are a few others that actually make wool. But yeah, so I've just done that, and I just make sure because now I have I put out the 2 food baskets, if that's what they're called. I think they're called food baskets. But yeah, I put 2 of them out there. You don't really need 2 or whatever, and I just keep an equal amount of food. So what you want to do, Mayo, is you unlock that fridge. I don't know what level, but you should unlock it pretty early.
I haven't seen that. I am right there because
get the refrigerator.
I have not done that yet.
Get the refrigerator, and then make sure you have like a penguin. Or, someone with a freeze ability.
I have a penguin, and I have somebody else that has a freeze ability. I can't remember who it is, but
there's a couple out there. But I always use like the penguin, and I would say you really just need 1 penguin. But okay, maybe you need 2 because you do need somebody to water the actual berry plantations as well. So maybe keep 2 penguins out. And they do a really good job of if you throw the food in there and if you keep looking at the timer on the food in the fridge, it'll say why does it say 6 minutes or whatever? It's pretty close, but then the penguin will make his way around to actually increase the time on it. So it will go up on that. So if you're keeping milk and wheat and berries or whatever, and then obviously if you cook the berries, they actually last a little bit longer. If you cook the eggs, those obviously last longer.
It's
a little bit of a management
and cooked eggs and stuff.
Yeah, you don't want to do too much, right? Because if let's say you've got there's 80 berries cooked or whatever. Wow, that's a lot. Maybe I should split them up. Food basket and refrigerator. Well, then take some for yourself as well. I try to keep it spread out, so that way you're not having tons of berries go bad or whatever. It's you get it down pretty quick, I think, where you can be like, all right, let me split these up, split those up. Some in my inventory, some of the food basket, some of the fridge, right? So and then you can go on to your next adventure wherever you're going. Yeah, just stuff like that. But one of the things I did, Mayo, was so I built that castle and I made it really nice. And I didn't put a ton of time into it, but it's got rooms and it's got all the crafting tables, and I've got a little bit of wood going, and some eggs are being hatched and things were rocking. So then I don't know what happened. I swear I went back to my old base and I'm looking at it, and because now I've got the stone unlocked, but I made it really super nice. I put a lot of time into it, probably about 2 hours, 2.5 hours into it, and just made it super nice. Built it up a little bit. I've got a really nice little house, and it's open at the bottom for the statue, and 2 nice little houses for my pals to sleep in their cush little beds, and lights everywhere, and just it still feels like a small base, but man, to me it looks amazing. And I didn't get any ideas from like, oh, let me watch different videos or whatever. I just made it to my own taste, right? Whatever I wanted.
Videos on the game, trying to like just make it my own and just going through and enjoying it that way.
Yeah, that's what I did. And so I spent a lot of time on that. But so I still use the other base. I didn't move bases. You can if you want to. You're basically just saying like, hey, I want to destroy this base. But no, I still keep both, because I'll go back to the other base and then I'll say like, oh, I need resources or whatever. Just came to say, hey guys, and how's it going? And back to my original base. But yeah, so then but you still keep everything in your PAL deck, right? It's still one PAL deck, which you could hold a ton of PALs, right? And just have your certain set of PALs at one deck at one location and one set at the other. And then, the 5 you keep for yourself, and however you want to rotate them out. Still fun. I'm still exploring. Just
when
like
you build the bases next to each other.
That's a good question. I was watching a video this morning.
Nico said you could not put them right beside each other. I don't know how far apart you can do it, but I know he mentioned something about that, about trying to put them like right beside each other, and I don't think it would let them.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Because I would, if you could overlap the building area, you could make like a big fucking house. You know what I mean? Like,
so
because that's an issue for me. Because I feel like I keep building up in my base, and now that I have a fence around it, it feels like it's just like fuck. I don't have enough space here for anything now. Like,
okay, so you don't have to build
your big old mansion over there. That's why.
Jesus, you don't have to build within the confines of the blue circle. I'll just call it the blue circle.
I know you don't, but like, doesn't that shit deteriorate after a while?
It does deteriorate. And I think Nico we were in a voice chat the other day he was talking about it. I wasn't sure. He had, like a kind of a question for the developer on that. Like, what if you've got one block halfway in and out of the blue line, which, does it deteriorate? Like, that's a good question, but then I think also, is there something in the settings? I was going to mention to Nico if there's to where.
Oh, there is. You can disable it in the world settings when you go in. Like just like you can disable dropping your bag or whatever when you die. You can disable all that. But I want to know, like that. Like if you build in a circle and then you build a fence and half of it is outside a circle and half of it is in. How does that work?
Right. Yeah, I would, and I don't know how often it deteriorates, because I haven't had it happen yet. I want to say I'm probably like 3 or 4, 5 days into this build of my original base, which I built up, and I haven't seen nothing fall down. So, because I've definitely got some things outside of it. So, yeah, that's a good question. But yeah, I mostly have just been playing that on desktop. I enjoy playing it on desktop. I do play it on the Steam Deck every so often, Jesus. So, and I do recommend, Jesus, if you want to play this on Steam Deck, I think they always recommend for some games like, hey, knock it down to 40 frames or whatever. It just, something about it like, oh, it's not going to go over the, 45 frames or something weird, right? Or try to, otherwise the game will stutter, or not constantly, but just always to be safer on that. So something about running it at 60, it kind of goes over. But yeah, still runs good, man. Runs great on both Steam Deck and the desktop itself. But yeah, speaking of the Steam Deck, Jesus, more Death Must Die. I've got my 3 characters unlocked. Yeah, getting further and further into that game. Like I'm able to spend more time in a dungeon. It's always the same dungeon, by the way. And the same things kind of happen, but think the question is how long can you survive, right? That's this game right here. So, yeah, this is your Vampire Survivors, but more dark dungeon styles type stuff. So, yeah, I'm able to move around that map a lot more. Get more health, increase kills, shit like that. I think and obviously you're picking up weapons that you can take back. You can put them. You can sell weapons, and you can put them into a chest. Other characters that you have, well, depending on what kind of character there are, can they use them, right? Sometimes you can't share armor, right? Like a knight's armor, like a mage or somebody, they can't obviously wear that armor. So, but other things they might, whether it's footwear or what have you. So, but yeah, that's a good Steam Deck game right there. Death Must Die. More Brotato, a little bit of that. Yeah, I like it. That's a game I just jump in. I think yesterday, Jesus, I finally just jumped in and just hit the question mark. Like, whatever, give me some crazy ass character to play with. And yeah, still low though. I think because I'm only making it to like wave 15 or whatever. Like all right, eventually I'm gonna get to wave 20. I don't know what happens after that. I just don't know. So yeah, I assume it seemed like I'm unlocking things very slowly in this game. It seems like you got to play it a lot to really unlock a lot of shit. So, but yeah, definitely that's another game I recommend on Steam Deck. So, yeah, Persona 3 Reloaded. I think all I did was just I just played that on Game Pass on the console itself. And so, yeah, I just kind of got to the dorm or whatever, met these two chicks, and they're just like, yeah, like your dorm's right here, buddy. I don't know why you're in here with the ladies. So, but yeah, I'm going to probably play more of that. I want to get a better feel for, maybe this is the one. I didn't care for the last one. So
I've never played one before. I checked out the beginning of the Persona 3 Reloaded. I just couldn't get into it.
Yeah. The turn-based combat is good. I think this one might be a little bit. I didn't like the last one because it was more like, what am I thinking of here? I don't know. Just that top down, like, oh, hey, here's a tutorial. You could use things as cover. But no, I don't think that actually kind of worked, because the YouTuber I went to watch to kind of see to get past, like, he's like, what the hell's cover, Like, it's kind of useless or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, I could be wrong on that. Maybe later stuff. And I didn't like the story either. So Persona 3, I'll get around to more of that eventually. But yeah. So yeah, Jesus, I finally, Avatar, Frontiers, Pandora. Jesus, I finally just got to the opening credits of that game.
That's
I didn't realize it, but I was like, finally, shit, like that was something. Like, it's so hard to figure out where the hell you are going in that game. How do you get out of this canyon? Like, that was tough.
You playing that game like all day today too as well. I remember you tell me that, I'm like, wow. Like, I remember earlier today I hopped on the computer and I think you were playing. So maybe I don't know if you just had a pause or what, but
I probably had it paused. I probably fired it up, and I'll do that, especially like on a Monday. I'll fire a game up, got the Xbox running, might be playing something on, but then I'm doing like 10 other things, I'm in and out of the house and running errands and stuff. So it does make it look like I've been playing. I'm like, yeah, sometimes, but definitely not today. So, today was tax day, Mayo. Wasn't a good day.
Yeah.
I tried to do tax. I was like, oh gosh, I gave up on it. So then I'm like, you know what? It's game time. It's time to play some from fucking Avatar. Like, that shit can wait, But I got a little ways to wait on it. I had to play games, dude. I'm sorry, but it had to happen. Okay, sorry to the wife, but yeah. So Mayo, this game, I swear, like, I was trying to watch a video, like, wait, where do I need to go to actually get to the mission or whatever? But even that's kind of hard to follow, because it's not like a, this linear path or whatever. Like, you just kind of figure out how to traverse, how to get, up to where you need to be. And then even when you open up the map on this game, you're like, okay, you kind of see it's a lot of fog of war. And then it's got like, okay, there's this kind of like pink glowing thing, but then there's 2 other green areas. Well, I didn't know it, but I was passing the whole mission area the whole time. So even though, like, it'll tell you, like, in the description, like, oh, go help Maya and so, defend off in the base research station or whatever. I'm like, okay, well, where's that? Like, it doesn't tell you. Like, it actually said something else when I kind of hovered over it. So I'm like, no, that's probably not it. It's probably the pink area, not the blue glowing icon. So I was putting the waypoint in the totally the wrong way. But yeah, and then finally, Mayo, before we start recording, I was like, I just happened to run across it. Like, oh, they're talking about right here. Like, yeah, it's a trip. So, good exploration in the game, I'd say. A lot of lost in the jungle. Yeah,
Jesus was playing it, I think.
But yeah, just kind of rocking the bow and arrow for now. I did meet my flying character at first, where like there's a little cutscene and then he takes off. I'm like, okay, hopefully I get something to fly around on because
it's hard
to get up them cliff sides.
You have to go up a big ass like mountain thing all the way to the top, and don't fall down the middle like I did, because I fell off the top of the mountain and I didn't die. I didn't die because I thought I was like, oh, I'm gonna die and it'll just reset me up there. No, my character lived from a fucking fall, like probably fucking 4,000 feet in the air. I fell from, and I lived because I landed on some trees, and then I had to find my way back to the fucking mountain to go up it, and then I had to go up all over again.
Yeah, jeez, you can get lost. Like you're just like, wait, what do I do? Yeah. Do I turn around here? Do I go up here? Oh, I've got to go under this tree stump. Slide under it to get around. It doesn't tell you.
At first, I was playing without the guided shit, because I was like, oh, I'll play without the guided mode. And I was like, nope, that was a mistake.
So I should
you get lost. Because with the guided mode, it still looks the same. It's not like there's a mini map or anything, but you can press, I think it's the right bumper or something, and it'll like do like the Navi vision or whatever, and then you'll be able to see like it'll kind of highlight a circle, like a little like glowing it's like a little like glowing light that it'll highlight in your vision that says like, okay, go this way, like your mission or your objective, whatever mission you selected as your objective at the moment, is this way, go this way, and it'll kind of like you'll kind of have a sense of a general direction. Okay, I got to go this way in the map or whatever,
But still hard. Yeah, I went with non-guided, so.
Yeah, originally I've been playing with. Originally, I was doing non-guided, and I got frustrated because I couldn't find a location, because it told me find this big tree with the Navi people. It's the biggest tree in the fucking world or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah, I had to watch a video on that.
Yeah, I was like a big fucking tree. I'll climb up to the top and I'll try to look for the biggest tree I can see. And I went to the biggest tree I could see, and it wasn't that tree. It was another tree. I was like, what the fuck? I went across like a big area of the map of avoiding enemies, trying not to get killed. And then I got there, and it wasn't that tree. It was another tree completely on the other side. I was like, what the fuck? So, yeah, if you're playing non-guided, pay a lot of attention to exactly what they're saying to you, because they'll tell you where to go, but you have to pay a lot of close attention to, like, oh, it's in this forest, or it's in this section, or it's in, like, they'll mention by name where you have to exactly kind of go, but you have to be paying attention. And for me, I was skipping dialogue. I don't really care about the story. I'm just trying to kill people as a big blue guy. So I'm fucking skipping dialogue and shit, and I don't know where the hell I'm supposed to go when it comes to time to go. Oh, fuck, I fucked up. So that's why I ended up turning on the guided mode back on, just so I could know what the hell I'm doing. But yeah, that flying creature thing is pretty sick, dude. You can jump off, like you could be running from the guys, jump off like a giant cliff, and as you're skydiving, you can call in your bird thing, and it'll fly in and pick you up in the middle of the air, and then you just fucking take off flying.
Nice. Okay.
It's pretty cool things you could do with that. But yeah.
Wait. But yeah, that's all I've been playing, Jesus. That's all I've been playing.
All right, it's news time. Finally. Mayo, I know you've been looking for some news, Mayo.
Oh, yeah.
And guess what, Mayo?
What do we got?
I got fucking news for you, man.
We got a lot of news.
Oh, hold on. I got a lot of fucking news. So this is a big news week. We got all the news coming in. What the fuck? I can't click this link. Damn fucking shit. Okay, there we go. Whew. Okay, well, that took me a while to get that going. That was a boomer moment. Oh, these glasses.
You got this.
These glasses are making me feel old.
Anyways, can do it.
Dead Cells is calling it quits. That's right, Mayo. 7 years after its early access release and 5 years after Evil Empire took the reins from the original developers at Motion Twin, Dead Cells is finally done. And a statement earlier this last week, or late last week, Evil Empire announced that it will no longer be working on Dead Cells following a half decade of work on the game. And they're saying their next update, update 35, will be the end of the creative journey on the game. So that will be the final update. This is after 4 DLCs, 18 updates, some epic crossovers, and a mobile release. But they're saying that they're freeing up their Dead Cells developers to pump their talent into our secret projects. That's right.
I mean, the game has been out for a while, and they pumped a lot into it, but I don't know what more they could possibly do to it. Like, I can't sit there and think of it like what they would add to the game without like just making it more of the same. So I think they're kind of just reaching their like creative limit, like kind of like what else do we do? But and also too, I kind of just seen the writing on the wall with this because what's that new game they got coming out? They just announced a new game recently. I'm trying to figure out where my wish list is at. I end up wish listing this.
Windblown.
What was that?
Windblown.
Yes, Windblown. That game looks kind of interesting. Kind of reminds me of Hades, but from the devs of Dead Cells. So hopefully they'll make a good game.
Hopefully, and from that news came another piece of news. Former lead designer and developer on Dead Cells, Sebastian Bernard, kind of voiced his opinion about this. So he was asked on the Discord for Dead Cells what were his thoughts about them discontinuing the game or stopping support. And he said, "Since you're asking me, I just say Motion Twin did the worst imaginable asshole move against Dead Cells and Evil Empire. Having seen firsthand the actual situation behind the scene, I can honestly say I'm glad to not be part of this anymore. The official statement is total marketing bullshit. The way this situation happened is on a whole different level. I never imagined my former co-op studio would turn out to be such greedy people. I wish the absolute best to Evil Empire for their next thing, and I hope the people working there will survive this sudden economic cut." So Evil Empire is an internal studio at Motion Twin, which was spun off following the success of Dead Cells. And they are currently staffed by developers that are continuing to work on the game at the moment. Although development is being handled by Evil Empire, Motion Twin does have a say in the decisions regarding the game. So they do tell them what to do and what not to do. So there's that. It is unclear what projects Evil Empire will be working on following the release of Dead Cells' final free update. But they did announce Windblown by Motion Twin, which is an action roguelite game, and that will launch in early access sometime this year. So yeah, that guy's pissed off. He apparently left the company back in 2019, and then he established his own studio called his studio is called Deep Night, and apparently it's just a one-man studio. It's just himself.
Oh, wow.
So maybe he said, "Fuck it, I don't want to work with people. People suck. People try to take all my ideas and ruin them." And maybe he said, "I'm gonna make my own thing," because he's saying that he's pretty much saying that this wasn't a decision by Evil Empire, that it was probably forced upon them by Motion Twin, which is a studio that, it's like a co-op studio, it's like the other studio within the studio or whatever, that's telling them, "Hey, you guys, this is done. You're done with Dead Cells. Like, move on now. We got to do this other thing."
Well,
and he's
I don't
kind of pissed off.
Yeah. Obviously I'm not there, but I guess the project's over. It's time to move on, right? So
yeah.
I'm not saying that the game shouldn't be
really
continued. Yeah.
Good updates, and it's been a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, but
I wonder if they've seen the player count drop or something. I'm sure they have.
It's just, the game is so difficult, but I feel like a lot of people don't play the game completely through, because it is very difficult. And it's the roguelike, like Leahy was really getting into it, and he got to 2 BC finally, I think. But, to get the real endings and stuff like that, you get all the way to the 5 BC, and very small percentage of Steam players I know for sure got it. Because when I got the last achievement, when I got to 5 BC, it was only like 2% of the players got, to 5 BC. So people were definitely playing the game all the way through, and it's not because it's a bad game. I think a lot of people just beat the game the first time
and thought, "Oh, it's over."
And it's just, okay, it's over. They don't even realize there's a whole
other 5 times you could beat it.
There's more levels after that you never get to see, but you have to beat on the absolute highest difficulty, and it just goes harder from there. But a lot of people don't realize that. I think they just It kind of reminds me like it's one of those games you just play through and you're like, oh, I beat it. But sometimes that's not really the point. It was like there's more to it than that. Like it's about getting the gear and getting the weapons, and there's like scroll where you can put points in like how often like S tier items drop and stuff like that. So you start leveling that up, getting that stronger. So it's a whole progression thing. You start getting stronger and stronger the more you play. Like I said, I have like over 300 hours in this game now. Like for being a couple like a $20 game at the time, definitely
You've
well
gotten
worth
your
the
money back in tenfold, 20-fold,
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That's a great game. I love it though. It kind of reminded me. It's kind of it played so much like the old school like Ninja Gaiden games back in the NES days. That's just why I enjoyed it so much. It's something I just kind of grew up on, that kind of game.
Yeah, with a new take on the Castlevania DLC, I like it.
Yeah, that was fun.
In other news, Helldivers 2 is now seen to be one of PlayStation's biggest successes on the PC. They launched this PlayStation exclusive on Steam day one, same as the PlayStation, and people were kind of giving it shit in the beginning for like being buggy, but the developer, nailed, they got their heads down and started working. They got all the patches out really fast, and now the game has already hit over 1 million sales on Steam. That's pretty good.
What do they call it? Like the Sony, it's like separate, like Sony Studios or whatever on Steam. Because it's not.
I don't
know it's a
know.
console exclusive, but I don't think Sony makes this game or anything like that.
You sure?
No, it's a Arrowhead Game Studio.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's owned by Sony or not.
I don't think it is. So
I think it's just a decision to do like an exclusive on PS5, and then they just put it on Steam like they would normally, like the last Helldivers.
I thought it was one of those games that's just like the first one where, it just didn't come to Steam right away, right? Like it was a timed PS4 exclusive, and then it did come to Steam eventually. This one's day one, so that's a day one on PC.
One user on Steam said that that Arrowhead Studios is a greedy corporation that just wants to see 10 million sales from Arrowhead, or that Sony is a greedy corporation that wants to see 10 million sales from Arrowhead. And the CEO from Arrowhead came out and said, our friends at PlayStation are gamers like you and me. We all just want great games on the market. At a certain point, Steam and PC had concurrent users of around 220,000 players playing Helldivers 2. And that's pretty good. So there's that. Currently, it's not on the top 10 charts, but it probably has a lot of players playing it. In other news, move on to some more news here. Xbox news. Lots of Xbox news.
Hey, I mentioned this 3 weeks ago. I brought this up 3 weeks ago, a month ago, and it was when it was kind of a nothing burger at the time.
Xbox news is happening, Gunny. Listen, Gunny.
What do we got?
You didn't know nothing, Gunny, okay? Now we know. We know things.
I mentioned I can go back. Episode 342, man.
You don't know nothing, Gunny, okay? You know nothing. Listen, okay? We have a leaked list of the first Xbox exclusive titles that will become multi-platform, Mayo. Okay?
Okay.
Now listen to that. Now, these were former Xbox exclusive titles that are now going to become multi-platform, meaning they will be released on other consoles like the PlayStation and the Switch. And these were exclusives. Now, from the leak here, we see that Hi-Fi Rush has kind of been pretty much confirmed for the Switch, as well as Pentiment, which is a title coming out later this year, I think. But Hi-Fi Rush is coming. Also, people are saying another game, like a little pirate game called Sea of Thieves, might be going multi-platform. So there's that.
That might be good for it, really. To get more players in there.
Yeah,
like new players. To kind of breathe new life back into that game.
And but Xbox has already said, okay, look, guys, look, Mel, calm down, Mel, calm down.
Deep breath.
Put the fucking torch down, okay, and the pitchfork, okay? Don't come after Phil yet.
Jesus, I'm an Xbox elitist, so watch what you say next, okay?
Listen, he said, hold on, guys. Hold on, man. I got a podcast on Thursday. So this Thursday, Xbox official podcast will have an update on the continued business future of Xbox. Now, it's being said that Matt Booty will be there, Phil Spencer will be on the podcast, and a few other people. Now, this will be streamed live, I think. So it's going to be like a podcast, but it's also going to be like a YouTube thing. Like it's going to be live stream, like it's a fucking showcase thing or whatever they're doing. Now, people are now the rumors are flying here, Mayo, that people are pissed off right now. People are thinking, is Xbox going to pull the fucking plug? Are they done with Xbox consoles? And people are saying that's going to be the opposite of what they do. The people are thinking that at this event, they will be unveiling the brand new Xbox Series X, the adorably digital one. Remember that? The adorably digital Series X.
Adorably digital?
Isn't that what the PowerPoint called it? Adorably digital?
I don't remember that, but silly name.
The adorably digital Xbox Series X that will be releasing later this year, as well as their brand new controller, the Sibyl, codename Project Sibyl fucking controller or whatever. That will be also unveiled. That's supposed to come out in May. And that's the one that has the haptics and the speakers and whatever the fuck else it has.
You mentioned it last week, yeah.
Now that's supposed to come out in May, and people are saying that Phil Spencer's going to say, "Oh no, look guys, we got more hardware coming. We're not done." Now, though, people are now pissed off though, and people are speculating, right? Like, what's the future of Xbox? If you're going to start putting our exclusives, not ours, but Xbox exclusives, on other consoles, what's the point of me owning the Xbox?
That's a good point, right? Why should I?
The point of the Xbox, I think, will be because of Game Pass, because they can put probably Halo, Gears, fucking Hellblade, any other title, Starfield, fucking anything that Xbox owns on anything. But I don't think that other companies will allow them to put Game Pass on their shit. I'm sure Sony and PlayStation and Nintendo will be like, yeah, sure, we'll take fucking Master Chief, give us Halo. But that Game Pass, no, we're not doing that. Fuck you, we're not doing that. Keep your Game Pass and give us Halo. But at that point, at what time, like in what time frame do you think before Xbox just pulls out and says, all right, we're done making consoles, we're just going to be a publisher now, like Sega? Because I think eventually that will bite them in the ass. I don't think Game Pass is enough to keep them like relevant in the console space. You know what I mean? You cannot say, oh, if you want Game Pass, you have to buy an Xbox. Well, yeah, that's a marketing thing. But like at some point, people will just be like, well, fuck that. I'd rather just pay the $70 and buy Halo outright and then own it on PlayStation. You know?
Yeah. So I don't know. That's a good question. I'm going to really, hold off on a lot of things to say, like, until we find out more what's going on Wednesday, I think it is this Wednesday at 12 noon.
No,
Pacific
Thursday.
Thursday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But yeah, I don't know, because currently right now, I mean, I'm sure people, the people listening to this already know this, but Jesus, let's say you don't have an Xbox, right? You either, Mayo, and you just have your PCs.
Oh,
you can just buy everything day one on Steam. Everything's day one on Steam.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like people don't realize like it's there. Like everything's day one. They don't guarantee it, right? It's not guaranteed. That has been a thing since Sea of Thieves. When did that come out? Like 5 years ago? But every exclusive on Xbox is day one on Steam. But that was around the same time that we got the Game Pass and the Game Pass PC, right? I don't know how long that's been around, but that's another thing, right? Like you can just play everything through there if you don't want to buy everything on Steam.
But I mean, what? Okay, but me as a console user, say like I'm an Xbox user and I've bought all my games on Xbox and I'm a big supporter of them. And all of a sudden you're saying, well, what's the point of owning an Xbox if I could buy all these games on a Nintendo Switch or a fucking PlayStation? Well, why would I not switch over to a PlayStation when PlayStation is not putting their games on the Xbox?
Yeah. So here's the thing. Like, that's why I think, they need to be, I agree with a lot of comments that I've seen even on the Twitter X and everything else where they definitely need to be very clear about that, about what the fuck they are actually doing with these exclusives, right? Like, is it going to be random? Like, Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, like okay, but what if they come on and say, okay, anything that we've bought, all these studios that we bought recently, so say Bethesda and ZeniMax. So we paid $7 billion for these guys, and we fucking made Starfield, and the shit. I mean, it's sold okay, but it's not the greatest selling thing ever. Fallout 4 sold way better, but Fallout 4 was on everything, and we see that. So now we're gonna put all the Bethesda and ZeniMax on everything. But we're not putting Gears of War and Halo on everything. Does that work?
I think even still, well, if they actually say it, if they actually say that that's what their plan is, then I want them to say that. You're right. So I don't want them to come out and be like, well, just for now, Starfield, just for now, Indiana Jones. That's still in. Well, it's not in. It's still in development, right? That's a schmaybe. That's a schmaybe coming to PlayStation. You know what I mean? Like, don't be all hokey dokey about it. I do want them to actually come out and say, what the fuck are you doing?
You need them to be straight up, right, and tell you what the fuck they're doing. Because I mean, even Bill Gardner said it as a longtime Xbox fan. He's been loyal to the brand and he's bought all his games on there. But he's gonna say, like, what's the point of owning this box when I could buy the same games on a PS5 and own the PS5 exclusives as well on there because I'm buying them already too.
Right.
Like,
so
what's the point of the Xbox at that point? Like,
same with me, right? I'm gonna say like, okay, I'm gonna say, all right, fine, Indiana Jones, whatever, it's coming out soon. But if Phil comes out or Sarah Bond or whoever says, yeah, well, it'll be on there for the first 6 months on your Xbox as a console exclusive, and then obviously on Steam and PC, right? But then we're gonna put it on the PlayStation and maybe the Switch. Well, it'll come to PlayStation 5 after the 6-month period or whatever. Like, okay, I would even still say, all right, well, why do I need to have Game Pass or whatever, or buy this on my Xbox? I'll just wait 6 months or whatever, to get it on my PlayStation.
PS5. Yeah, get a PS5 and get a fucking PS5 exclusives, and then get get the Xbox games.
Right. Yeah. So all that money and that I've invested into the brand, right? So
yeah,
it's gonna be shitty. But so do you think maybe, Jesus, this is their kind of their stepping stone of like, we're not going to go full on third party exclusive. We're just going to kind of experiment with it. Not experiment, but I think they know what they're doing, right? Like, let's start putting them on other consoles.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
No, I don't know what's going to happen here, man. I said, it's just everyone's worried right now. Like, what's the future of Xbox? Because I have numbers for you, Mayo. Listen, Mayo.
Yeah.
You listening, motherfucker? You?
Oh, I'm listening.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Listen, I got fucking numbers. Okay, listen. Okay, in 2021, PlayStation sold 247,000 units, more than 247,000 units. Xbox Series X and S, both consoles, sold just over 90,000 units. So PlayStation 5 outsold them like 3-1, more than 3-1, like 4-1 nearly. In 2022, the numbers were a little bit closer. PlayStation 5 sold 158,000, Xbox sold 134,000. But then in 2023, PlayStation again jumped up to 393,000. Xbox only did 105,000. That's a decrease of 30,000 consoles from 2022 to 2023. In 2024, so far, year to date, PlayStation has sold 433,000 units. Xbox sold 101,000. That's 4-1 beating in sales. In terms of percentage, Xbox is down 3% from last year, and PlayStation is up 10%. Okay, that's crazy. That means they're like they cannot keep up. They cannot keep up in sales. Like, the closest they ever got was 2022, but 2022 is also the year. You remember, Mayo and Gunny, remember this? 2022 is the year that fucking wasn't that the year that the Bethesda deal closed and people were talking about Starfield coming only to Xbox? And wasn't it supposed to come out in 2022?
Yes. Right.
And then it got delayed. And then what's the other game that Bethesda was making that got delayed? Redfall got delayed.
Redfall. Yeah. Redfall.
Yeah,
and then what other game did they had announced that year? Didn't they have Hellblade or some shit? Didn't that get delayed again?
Yeah, I hate that game keeps
Okay,
getting delayed.
listen,
Stop
listen. They
delaying that
had
game.
that's
Get
the
it out.
year that everyone thought 2022 is the year Xbox is going to start coming out with great bangers and exclusives, and they delayed them all. Then 2023 comes around, Xbox releases these exclusives, and they're not what they hyped them up to be. Really, I mean, Starfield was okay. I think that Starfield had a lot of hype to it, and I think that they oversold the hype. You know what I mean? You know, people go and accuse Cyberpunk and CD Projekt Red of overhyping Cyberpunk 2077. I agree. I think, in my opinion, that Starfield had the same level of hype just this year and didn't deliver on what they promised. I don't think it did. Because you know what? Right now, I would still be talking about Starfield. Right now, Gunny would still be talking about Starfield.
Yeah.
Right now, Mayo would be talking about Starfield. Right now, we would all be able to right away automatically pinpoint the time in Starfield that we had an amazing moment that we thought, holy shit, this is fucking amazing. But I cannot think of one that comes to my head. You know what? I could think of one? In Red Dead Redemption 2, I could think of multiple times that I had moments in that game where I was like, holy fuck, mind blown. That was amazing. That was cool as fuck.
Or Cyberpunk. Yeah, I
Or
mean,
Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
But I can't think of one on Starfield. I can't think of any moment that was super memorable. That was like, holy shit, that was amazing, man. Like, you gotta experience this, dude. You know, like, no, I cannot think of one.
Right. Yeah. Well, I feel the same way. Like a lot of times when I play my Xbox stuff, it's kind of like, I enjoy the games, but there just seems to be something a little bit different about the PS5 stuff I play. Not saying the PS5 games are better, but like The Last of Us, it feels like more of an experience. I'm like more into it like than what I am Xbox games. I feel like my Xbox gaming is more like racing games and some RTS type stuff. It's not that big story based stuff. It's just that kind of whatever you want to make it kind of stuff games. And I don't maybe
Yeah.
get involved in the story as much as I do on PS5. I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not, but like for me, personally, it's like I'll hop on there and play some racing games, and I'll hop on there and maybe play this and that. But they don't really have those like single player, huge story based games. I feel like getting into, and I don't know why. Like I just feel like when I think about single player games, it's always PS5 games that come to mind. Horizon and God of War and Toshima and all that kind of stuff.
Do you
I mean,
guys
that's what they
think?
specialize in, though.
Do you guys think that when Microsoft first thought about buying Activision Blizzard, like when it first came up or whatever, like, oh, they're for sale, let's secretly get in there and start talking with Bobby about this possible purchase of this, this big publisher, that I'm just thinking, like, was Phil like just there, like in that meeting room or whatever behind closed doors, like, yeah, and we buy this big huge publisher and we make all this stuff exclusive, and then eventually when that contract ends with Sony and we can, start marketing our rights to that it's on our box and, putting it on the sides of billboards. And so do you think any of that changed between then and right now to where it's possible where they're thinking like, well, we're not allowed to make it exclusive, like we have to put it on PlayStation, because the courts say so. We can't do cloud gaming in Europe. That has to be done on the Ubisoft side of things where, I don't know, maybe that decision that they're going to make Thursday might change some things,
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you probably hit the nail on the head almost right there, because I feel like they really are probably reconsidering a lot of the options they had, right? Because you're right. They probably were thinking, fuck, we buy Call of Duty, we make it exclusive, we have Call of Duty on our box, everyone comes to Call of Duty.
Yeah, we'll keep it on we'll put it on Steam, we'll put it on the Blizzard launcher, whatever it's called, Mayo. But yeah, but as far as console goes, it's going to be on ours, and we get the marketing rights and play it.
And
play
then
it on
they're
Xbox,
like, "Oh no, we got billboards everywhere." But you cannot release it on your console when your console is being outsold 4-1.
Yeah.
How do you like? Tell me, how do you go to your CEO, your boss, Gunny, as Phil Spencer? How do you go to your boss and tell him, "Okay, we're gonna make Call of Duty exclusive"? Okay, well, what are the projected sales numbers if we make it exclusive? Well, we think we could sell, I don't know, 100 million units. Okay, what is it? What are the projected sales if we release it on PlayStation? Well, maybe 500 million units. Or, you know what I mean? Like,
right. Or they probably,
at that point,
and I'm sure they probably looked at it another way, where they said, look, what if we still put it on PlayStation, but we'll do a 3 months later thing, but we still have all the marketing rights. Everything's kind of Xbox with Call of Duty.
I don't think it matters at this point. Look, listen, man. I think Xbox lost this generation before they even got into it.
Well, yeah, of course, right? So I thought it was their way of winning it back, and
they lost this generation with the. They lost this. They pretty much Xbox lost the worst generation to lose, which was the PS4, Xbox One generation. That generation was the one that you could not lose, I think, and that's the one they lost by a lot.
Yeah,
and I think they dropped the ball. I think they can't recover from it, dude. Because everyone that became loyal to a PS4, guess what? They became loyal to the PS5. They're not going to switch over to Xbox because Xbox has a little pirate game. Oh, Xbox has a little pirate game. Ooh, big fucking deal. We have fucking God of War, bitch. Oh, Xbox has a little racing Forza game. We got Gran Turismo. Oh, Xbox has a little Starfield fucking RPG bullshit. We have fucking The Last of Us and Horizon, God of War. As Xbox, what do you do at this point? At this point, I think you start to reconsider, okay, what the fuck do we do, man? They spent, like I said last time, they spent over $70 billion, almost probably over $80 billion, acquiring all these big fucking publishers, huge publishers. Some of the best publishers in the world, and they're still struggling.
Yeah, I think
they're still struggling.
Yeah, I think they just need to. I mean, I hate to say it, but sometimes I would just feel like they should just back off on the consoles, not quit with them, but not push as hard and worry more about like selling software everywhere. Maybe, and that's what they seem like they're trying to do. Like, I don't think it matters what they could do with their Xbox; it could be more powerful in the PlayStation. They're a software company, and they really need to get some good software out here. But if they can get it everywhere and get revenue,
their software
everywhere.
Okay, if you're referring to like games, because their software is out everywhere with with their Windows stuff. But you think about it, it is everywhere except for PlayStation and the Switch,
I just think it's the direction they got their hands in too many
platforms out there. The biggest platforms out there. You say everywhere except the Nintendo and the PlayStation, which are the dominant platforms in the gaming area.
Yeah, those are the dominant ones. The Switch being number one. Yeah, and you figure that Switch 2 is coming out, right?
How do you compete with that? How do you compete with Nintendo having these exclusives? Like, you can't.
Yeah, well, they kind of changed the game and Game Pass.
Listen, even if Xbox,
and they're not a competitor, according to them.
Even if Xbox went to Nintendo and said, "Hey, look, we'll trade you Master Chief and Gears of War for Mario," Nintendo would fucking laugh at them so hard they would be embarrassed to even announce that they made that meeting. Nintendo would laugh. Nintendo would be like, "What? Fucking green space owns to guy and the fucking guy with the chainsaw gun for Mario. Fuck out of here." Like, what do they have? What does Xbox have to offer Nintendo or Sony in terms of exclusives to share with them? Like, to trade, you don't have it. You don't have that power. You might have had it had you won the last generation of consoles. You don't have it now, dude. You don't.
Yeah, the only thing they got on there is Minecraft. That's it. Yeah, maybe
Halo and Gears of War are old-time games, man. People don't play them as much anymore. People don't like that style of game anymore. People have moved on, and Xbox. It's almost to me like Xbox. Xbox is like the boomer console. It's like they're trying to hold on to the past, but they need to evolve, and they can't because they haven't, because they don't know how. And as much as they're trying to evolve, They it's like they take 2 steps forward and 1 step back, and they keep, they never get past that finish line, Mayo. Meanwhile, Sony and Nintendo are fucking out here just running past them like losers, and here's Xbox trying to keep up with them in the race, but like they can't. They just can't, and I don't know what the fuck they have to do, because from a perspective of buying studios, they've acquired some of the best studios in the world. There is no doubt in my mind they've acquired some of the most talented people on the entire fucking planet that can make video games. The problem is they're not making the video games So that's the fucking problem. Like I said in the last show, where is the games? You can tell me you got fucking EA next week. I mean, Phil Spencer could come out this Thursday and say, at EA Games, well, we own EA Games now. You know what people would say? Still?
Yeah.
Like, what do you guys release? You don't give a fuck if you own EA. What do you have now? Apex Legends? Like, what the fuck are you gonna release? FIFA and Madden and Apex every year? Like, what's the big deal? Like, you got fucking Apex and FIFA and Madden. Like, who the fuck cares? Like, we want to see bigger games. We want to see new things. What's the point of buying Bethesda when all you're going to do is keep making the same Bethesda shit with the same
people love all Bethesda shit, man. We love our Skyrims and Fallouts, bro.
Yes, they do. But now when you come out with Starfield and promise all this innovation and it's the same shit.
Yeah, what did they recently added something, but and then I don't know, like.
Listen, the game they were working on for 25 years, they didn't innovate much. You could tell it was a game from 25 years ago.
Yeah.
It's like a Fallout game. It feels like one. It's the same fucking engine, just about.
Yeah. Well, they say new engine, right? But that's for the new consoles.
Didn't get into that game either. Like for me, it was as an outsider who doesn't play that game kind of so much. There wasn't like a big draw to get me into it. Like I just could everything I seen was just kind of like, man, it looks okay, but nothing.
Listen, Mayo, you could have played Fallout 4 and probably had a better experience.
Yeah,
Fallout 4 was
the same
good.
kind of experience, right?
I'll finish Starfield.
You would have had a complete experience with all the DLC and all the bugs worked out, and you would have had probably a better experience.
So, Jesus, I'm going to read an article here real quick. It has been something I've been listening to. I just was Googling it because I've been hearing a lot in podcasts. So, this is a rumor for the next-gen Xbox console that will not be developed by the same designers, right? This is some rumor and speculation here. Maybe we'll hear something about it on Thursday, but it is rumored to have reassigned the task of designing the next-gen Xbox console to its Surface division. Recent reports suggest that the next Xbox console generation will once again include two devices, one of which is said to be a portable or hybrid like the Switch. Recent rumors about the handheld console's features have been contradictory. The next-gen Xbox console may be designed by the team behind the Series X. Did I read that right? Oh, may not be designed by the Series X team, which one industry insider claimed that the project has been reassigned to the Surface division. The purported move implies that the next-gen console, the next Xbox console, could be released much later than the PS6, depending on how close to the drawing board the project returned as a result of the design team switch. But just like this generation, right? Remember I kept saying like, it's not coming out because of COVID or whatever. They're going to delay it. But it was much later than the PS5. So I mean, that's, but I can definitely see that. As far as like handheld, right? How long have we talk about a handheld Switch device?
I don't think they will. It's too much money, man. Too much money to invest to like research, develop.
Okay, but you don't
make it for what? You already have the Steam Deck. You already have all these other companies making it.
There's a bunch of them coming out now. All of a sudden, you have the ROG, and you have like who is it? There's another one that came out just recently.
It seems like now that I've got the Steam Deck, it's like every video. Logitech's got one. There's a couple others out there.
Steam Deck, it works. Steam Deck makes sense.
I think they did a really good job. I think they did a really good job with the Steam Deck getting it out there early. Kind of like, we've seen it here, a recent push on these mobile. I mean, you always had the Switch out there, but like the Steam Deck was kind of the second one to come out of it's kind of like that? Wasn't there something else that was right before the Steam Deck, and then the Steam Deck came out and they're kind of competing? Then the ROG came out, then there was this new one. Was it Razer had one for a minute? But like we have all these like portable systems coming out. I just feel like, I don't know, it's just, that's where the gaming market's going, I think. I just feel like it's going to be, for Microsoft's side of things, is they're going to back up on console production, start pushing Game Pass more, and whether that would be like a mobile device or that'll be, we've always said before, like a Roku stick where you just plug it in your TV and it's going to work with your, some kind of cloud working and stream games to you. I know that the streaming is not there for everybody yet, but they're going to do something like that. Or, they're going to push, streaming more and then just have consoles for guys who can't stream. but I just feel like they are kind of waving the flag when it comes to console sales. Like they just know Game Pass is the better way to go. And we can sit there and say like, oh yeah, the Xbox is being outsold by the PS5 by a lot, but look how much money they're making from Game Pass. Look how much money they're making off of that. They're losing money on the Xboxes. The development and the making and the shipping and trying to sell them. They actually lose money in those. They make it up on the software side. So now they're doing just Game Pass or some kind of small cheap device, they can just make money, and that's what it's about for them, is making money.
Yeah, MSI has their.
If you look at Xbox Game Pass subscriptions, though, they've declined in the last year.
Really? Wow.
So yeah, I mean, it says here that in 2022, Microsoft unveiled that Game Pass hit 25 million subscribers, and so with that, they had projected for 2023 to have a 75% increase on that number. So they expected it to be like 50 million by the end of 2023, and that was projected in their like quarterly in their investor shit and everything. And they only grew 13%. They're now at 33.3 million at the beginning of 2024. So
yeah, well, like you said, we need the games. They started coming out with these better games in Game Pass and some of these bigger hitters, that we've been waiting for. That'll definitely push people to Game Pass, I feel.
Yeah,
I think so too. But they need to start doing it, man. Like you cannot.
Yeah, exactly.
You cannot come out and say, "Oh yeah, by the way, these games are not exclusive to Game Pass. They will also be on PlayStation and Nintendo." You can't. I don't think you could do that, man. I think you have to say, we're putting Sea of Thieves and our older shit on PlayStation and Nintendo. But if you want the new shit, come to Game Pass.
Right. Play it day one on Game Pass, where Game Pass games live, right?
Yeah, because they're even saying that last year for the CEO of Microsoft, right? For his bonus, they had an incentive on there if Game Pass surpassed 50% subscription model, like I think it was a 50% increase, he would get so much money on his bonus, on his yearly bonus. And guess what? This year, on the new bonus for 2024, that's not a requirement anymore. Matter of fact, there's no Game Pass subscription thing on there anymore because everyone says they saw such a slowdown in the growth that they were like, fuck, like this is not growing like we expected. Microsoft predicted when they announced the 25 million subscribers by 2022, right? They said that by the year 2030, they predicted over 110 million subscribers to Game Pass. At the rate they're growing, by the year 2030, they're not going to reach that number. So what do you do? I mean, like, you have to really shift here and start thinking, okay, what the fuck are we doing wrong? And I think it's just, at the end of the day, it comes down to the games, man. Like, they really, I don't know, like you might be saying, Gunny, like they might want to work on a handheld. I don't think they should. It's too much money. It's too much. There's no point in it. Like, what's the point? What's the point?
I don't think
there is.
Maybe they're seeing the success, and again, I don't have numbers in front of me, of the Steam Deck, of the Legion fucking handheld. MSI's got one. Everybody's kind of having, these handhelds now. And some of those I know they do run like native Windows or whatever. I know you can do it on a Steam Deck. It's just a little harder to actually get it on there. But yeah, and then it's like, hey, play Game Pass on here, download your games to it, play your game. I don't know, but maybe they're seeing the success of it, right? So yeah, I'm sure Sony's going to actually make another one possibly, right? Because right now they just kind of have their streaming thing, with their controller. But yeah, I'm sure they're going to go with another handheld as well. So there's still a good market for it.
You think about where the market's going and stuff, and then you see some of the mistakes that Sony's made as well, like with the VR and stuff. It just seems like VR just seems to be not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I sent Gunny the link or not, but I seen a news article. It might be in the news here. About Ubisoft, like, was disappointed with the sales. Yeah, it was in the news, like how their sales with their Assassin's Creed Nexus VR game, and like how they weren't going to do much more VR stuff from that. Just like Sony coming out with this, VR headset and not time and development into it, and seems like was kind of a waste,
Right? Maybe in that gaming space, but
so
we're going to see how Apple does
sometimes either. But
Yeah.
I think the Apple one's going to kind of flop too. It's going to be too expensive.
You think so? Because that's more for work, right? That's a work thing.
It's more for. I think it's more for everyday general use.
Yeah, but I think the price point is so high. I feel like it's going to be. It's going to.
I think Apple though. I think they'll knock down that price. I think they'll figure out a way to partner up with like. They'll come to like what's that? Like they'll come to Verizon and AT&T and T-Mobile and they'll say, hey look, start selling our headsets at a fucking contract thing.
Like you do with the phones.
Like get a phone, get a headset, right? Get the new Samsung phone or I'm sorry, Apple, but yeah, get the new iPhone 16.
And you also buy a new headset. If you buy both of them, you get a discount on the headset, and the headset will only cost you $2,000 over the course of 3 years. You'll make monthly payments on it of $100. So you'll make your cell phone payment and your headset payment at the same time, and it'll be at 0% financing, and you'll own the Apple VR. I think Apple will do that. I think that would be a fucking genius move, because then you know what? Guess what happens then, Gunny? The Apple Vision Pro headset is sold out everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Did you see? I don't know if you saw Jesus, but it was.
You'll not be able to find it in any fucking store because they won't have enough.
Yeah, I think it was the former governor of. I want to say he was the former governor of. I don't know if he was Illinois or whatever. I forgot what state he was in. Somewhere near Mayo. But he's like the Secretary of Transportation, Mayo. That guy. And I guess like somebody I guess was in a Tesla and had the Apple Vision Pro on, was just driving it around.
I was
like
just going to mention that. Yeah, he was driving a Cybertruck and he's wearing the Apple Vision Pro headset while he's driving around the road. They finally got he's been seen multiple times. I guess he finally got it caught doing it. I guess I was actually just looking that up on my phone to make sure that's what the whole article was. But yeah,
because the Secretary of Transportation for like the United States guy or whatever, like he's like, yeah, I don't, and he's like trying to contact Elon Musk, like, do you know this guy? What's this guy doing? And like he's got a vlog going. It's not safe for him to drive. I don't want people driving their cyber vehicle around, truck or their Teslas around wearing the Apple Vision Pro. Yeah.
Listen, bro, it's autopilot. You're driving around wearing your headset. Just chill, man. You're good.
Yeah.
watching a movie while you're driving, no big deal. Okay, like let the guy live.
It's like sunglasses, right? Like, come on. Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see what happens with the whole Microsoft announcement this Thursday. It could change up a lot of things, man. With that being said, though, rumors of an Xbox handheld, as Gunny said, it is now rumored, Mayo, that PlayStation has now spun up a hardware division to start working on a PlayStation portable gaming device that will play games natively, not via the cloud like their PS Portal, but natively on the device itself, kind of like the PSP or the PS Vita. Now, Sony has had success in the past with the PSP. PSP was a major success for them, I think.
Yeah,
it competed with the DS, but I mean, it sold very well. I mean, not as much as the DS. It didn't sell as much as the DS because the DS outsold it by a shitload. I mean, DS was like I think DS is still the world's best-selling console ever.
Not the what was the next one? The 3D, non-3D.
I don't know.
3DS. Thank you.
Maybe I don't know. One of those two was number one. I know that they sold a lot of those.
Just the DS actually, I think, was like the top.
But with the success of the PlayStation Portal, and it's still being sold out till today, after it launched back in October, still sold out. It seems that PlayStation may be thinking, maybe we can make a PlayStation Portable that's fucking native and make exclusive games for it and release it. What do you guys think about that? Do you think I think that'll be a good move by PlayStation.
Yeah, 100%.
The only reason I say this, because they have exclusives they can put on there that people will buy a console for. Make some stupid Last of Us little spin-off bullshit game, people will buy it for that.
Yeah.
Make a Horizon spin-off game, people will buy it for that. Make a God of War exclusive PSP fucking 2 whatever thing. people will buy that thing just to play those games.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I agree.
You know?
Right? They need to definitely do that. Same with
So,
Microsoft. Xbox needs to do the same thing.
Rumor has it they may be working on that soon. In other news, Mayo, your favorite game, Starfield.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Back in December, Bethesda announced that Starfield crossed a total of 12 million players. Okay.
Right.
At this point in time, okay. Let's look it up. Actually, I could look up the live numbers for you. Starfield.
What do you got for us?
Starfield had an all-time peak on Steam of 330,000 players. Over 330,000 players on Steam. Just Steam, Mail. Currently, how many players do you think are playing Starfield?
How many are playing now? What was the number?
So, at the peak, Starfield had 330,597 players. How many players do you think are playing Starfield right now?
30,000.
Good guess. What about you, Gunny? How many players do you think are playing Starfield right now on Steam?
On Steam. Okay. 20,000.
No. What do you off? The current right now, the current player count is 5,627 players.
Wow.
Well, they probably beat the story already. They're done.
Starfield has seen a 97% drop in concurrent players since launch. That's a huge number, dude.
Yeah, Palworld came out, man.
Just for fun, Jesus, I wonder if we see if we can figure out how many players is Red Dead on Steam yet? I don't remember. It is, right?
Yeah.
How many people are playing Red Dead right now?
Oh, how many people? I'll look it up right now. Currently, right now, 5 minutes ago. This is crazy, man. Red Dead has 33,000 players playing Red Dead Redemption 2 right now.
So was that 6 times the amount of Starfield?
That is like 28,000 more players than Starfield. And that game is how many years? How many years older than Starfield is that game?
That is an online game, multiplayer co-op.
No, Red Dead isn't online. I mean, it has online capabilities. It has the Red Dead Online, but single player is single player. I mean, that's still a big difference, Gunny. Like, come on, dude. 28,000 player difference on a game that's, 2 or 3 years older than your game that just came out last year?
That is a big difference. But again, Starfield, right? I mean, you should have completed that a long time ago and moved on.
You should have completed Red Dead a long time ago and moved on.
Yeah, that's true. No, but I mean, but if you're going to play online, that's continuous, right? You keep going.
Then don't defend Starfield, Gunny. God damn,
it's single player, dude. It's single player. We've all moved on. All us Xbox guys.
Oh, you Xbox guys only play for a little bit and then move on, huh?
That's it, right? We finish it. We're moving on to the next thing.
You know what? I'm gonna look this up right now. We're all playing
Palworld now. Palworld and Call of Duty.
I'm gonna look up. All right, Mr. Single Player, motherfucker, you.
Yeah, do a better comparison on that.
Okay, we'll do a better comparison. All right, we'll pick a single player only game. Give me
Hogwarts.
Oh yeah, Hogwarts is a good example.
Okay, let's look at Hogwarts.
The #1 sold game, by the way, for 2023.
Well, Hogwarts at the moment, a single player only game, Gunny, okay, has over 8,000 players playing it right now. It's still beating Starfield.
Yeah, 8 over 5. That's pretty good.
What about let's go with an older, not older, but let's go say last year's game of the year, not just the recent, but let's go with Elden Ring. That's single player, right?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Let's see if that game dropped off at all.
Elden Ring, 37,000 players right now.
How many?
37,000.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's a single player, Gunny. Oh, people are done with the Gunny. People are moving on.
Yeah, you called me out on that one. You're right.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Starfield.
I'm just looking. I just pulled up Steam charts now, and this is kind of ironic. But number 80 is Farming Simulator 22, and it's got 10,000 players playing right now. So that's a 2020.
That's just people in Europe, all right? Just Europeans play that game.
How about Balloons Tower Defense 6? 10,000 people playing that game.
Hey, I play that game. That's an ongoing game for me.
More people are playing Balloons Tower Defense than fucking Starfield.
Yeah, that's either single player or online versus.
Oh man, Ubisoft co-founder and CEO Yves Guillemot has called Assassin's Creed Nexus VR sales disappointing, Gunny, and stating that the publisher will no longer be investing heavily on VR. So, one caller asked about the emergence of new VR formats like a Meta Quest 3 and Apple Vision Pro, and whether the company had an update on the plans on developing software for VR platforms. Guillemot replied that Ubisoft was not yet willing to commit too much of its resources to VR, mainly because Assassin's Creed Nexus VR did not sell as expected. We have been a bit disappointed by what we were able to achieve on VR with Assassin's Creed. It did okay and it continues to sell, but we thought it would sell more. So we are not increasing our investment on VR at the moment because it needs to take off. We have been very impressed by what Apple came up with, and we think it's a fantastic hardware, but we continue to look at VR business as something that we have to look at but not invest too much in until it grows. So there's that.
That's fair enough, right? You definitely gotta wait till it takes off again. I say again, right? But yeah, more people are interested in it.
That comes after they also announced that they canceled their Splinter Cell VR game. They were working on one apparently a couple years ago, and they said, no, we're not doing that no more. They got all like, fuck, we're not doing that.
Well, at least get us a traditional Splinter Cell game at the least.
No, Gunny, no, nobody wants traditional.
Stop with the VR bullshit. Get it out there, man. Just release this thing on PlayStation 5 and Xbox. That's it.
No, Gunny.
At least give us those, right? Sorry, PC players, right? I'm just trying to get them to get us a fucking Splinter Cell game.
All right.
If it's too hard to put it out on 3 different platforms, at least bring it to consoles.
According to a journalist, Microsoft's head of gaming, Phil Spencer, Gunny, told employees that Xbox currently has no plans to stop making consoles, and that Xbox consoles will continue to be a part of their strategy, which involves multiple kinds of devices. So it says here publicly, Microsoft has remained silent on recent reports that it could bring games, including their key exclusives like Starfield to PS5, other than announcing that it will hold a business update on Thursday. We're listening and we hear you, Phil Spencer wrote on X earlier this week. We've been planning a business update event for next week where we look forward to sharing more details with you about our vision for the future of Xbox. Stay tuned. So there's that. But I mean, this was like a town hall, like a all hands on deck, get on a Zoom call with Phil Spencer, and he told everyone, "Hey you, don't worry, we're not gonna fire you. Keep making that Xbox. You're good."
So he put out a little fire, right? But the big fire is still going until Thursday.
Yeah.
The house is still on fire, but it's all right. Yeah.
He's just trying to douse the fire a little bit, okay? Like,
yeah. Squelch that rumor, at least for employees' sake.
What else? I have for news. And other news. A little fun piece of news here for you, Gunny. So the guy, when like you watch not movie trailers, but video game trailers, and in the beginning of them, the guy says Peggy 18.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Like, so his name is Richard Wells, and he apparently recently took to TikTok and said that line and said, "Hey guys, I'm the guy who says that line." And he is an older gentleman. Apparently, he says he recorded this line back in 2009, Mayo. And you know how much they paid him to record Peggy 18 and Peggy 12?
Okay, he did 2 Peggy
12
and Peggy 12.
Yeah.
So 2 lines.
100,000.
I'm gonna go with 100,000.
Wow, you guys really are going crazy. That's a lot of money.
I don't know. I was just thinking you were going to go with a crazy number.
For a couple lines, like like a long time thing, like maybe that'd be like 50,000 is almost like a year's wage for like a normal person.
Yeah.
So maybe like.
Well, I figured his voice is used a lot. Yeah. I don't know.
Not even close. He says that for those 2 lines, he was paid 200 euros.
Dang.
Oh wow!
Wow.
200 euros. And
I would think for every time you play my voice on a radio TV commercial, come on. Internet, YouTube.
Nope. He says he does not get any royalties from every time they use these. Nothing.
Wow.
He says they paid him a one-time fee of 200 euros.
Dude, next time they ask me to come up and refresh, I'd be like, Peggy, fuck you.
I don't even ask for like a penny of royalties for every time they play. You imagine you even ask for like a nickel for every time they use that.
Inflation, bro. I want a quarter. I want 25 cents on every ad played.
A nickel since 2009. That would be 14 years of that shit being used on all your trailers. Can you imagine how much money he would have right now instead of the 200 euros?
Ever. Yeah.
That is crazy. But yeah, he says that he only got paid 200 euros for it. And that he said he's made at least 10,000 recordings and he's spoken millions of words, but you don't know his face, but millions of gamers will know his voice. And he's the guy that says Peggy 18 on all the video games. Yeah. So he pretty much made a TikTok and he's just wanting to say, like, if you ever heard my voice, just like this video and share it. And apparently since he did that, the video's been shared over 2 million times and liked over 2.8 million times. That's crazy, though. You guys were like way up there, man. You guys were in the thousands.
I know. I was thinking like this guy's famous.
Generous, I guess.
This guy didn't even get $1,000 for this, man. Like, he got like the equivalent of like a cell phone payment.
Right.
He made more on the TikTok video. It sounds like
he couldn't even buy a Apple VR headset.
He couldn't. Like, that's crazy. Like, yeah. I wonder if the guy who made the EA Sports, if he gets paid every time they use his voice. You know, like every time it's in a video game. I wonder if they use it, like if they pay him. Yeah, because it's in every Madden and every NHL, every basketball game, everything that they make, right? That's a sports game.
Yeah. I doubt it, right? I'm sure I doubt it. He had to probably sign the contract, like, yeah.
They probably paid him once.
Yeah, one-time payment.
Probably paid him $100.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy to think like how little he got paid.
Yeah, now we have AI, right? This guy's got to take over for what was once people that actually recorded things.
But as far as video game news, I think that's most of the important stuff. Yeah, that's
all I could find. All the juicy stuff. But anyway, guys, let's go move on to what do we have here, guys, over for the console corner stuff of things. So yeah, for anything good for PlayStation, Mayo, we've got Foam Stars. Did you fire up the Foam Stars, Mayo?
No, I have not.
Okay, I didn't even check reviews, or I just kind of watched some gameplay on it. But yeah, Foam Stars, I believe that's made by Ubisoft. Am I correct? So that, I don't know if that is a game being sold everywhere. I haven't even checked the Xbox store or anything, but yeah, that's definitely on PlayStation Plus.
Sony only game, I think.
Is it? Okay. Yeah, so that's on the PS5 and the PS4. Roller Dome is PS5 and PS4.
That game's already on Game Pass.
Oh, Roller Dome is?
Yeah.
And your last PlayStation Plus game is Steel Rising, just for the PS5. So let me see here, guys. I just have something here for the Foam Stars. So it does say here, this is kind of an older kind of thing here, but so yeah, that is brand new game published by Square Enix. So I was wrong on the Ubisoft thing. While it does have that Splatoon vibe to it, there are some big differences between it and the Nintendo colorful multiplayer shooter. There's a big emphasis on manipulating your soapy arsenal to control the battlefield, as you can take advantage by soaking the battlefield in foam. Each character has unique superstar skill to master, and the game will launch with 3 multiplayer game modes. I think I read these the last time, but that is Smash the Star, Happy Bath Survival, and Rubber Duck Party. So yeah, go check out the Foam Stars on the PlayStation Plus. But over here on the Xbox for Game Pass, I just throw a couple things that are in there significance, but you do have Persona 3 Reloaded, so that is on console and PC Game Pass. And of course, Madden NFL 24. My Niners lost. That sucks. But yeah, go get Madden NFL 24. I believe that is on both PC and console itself, if I'm not mistaken. Over onto the Epic Store. So you get 2 free games. You can go claim those. And Jesus, once you get your Steam Deck, man, you can just add Epic games over to the non-Steam games and play your Epic games over there, along with your GOG stuff. But you are first getting the Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. Jesus, you want to know what you get with Plus?
What do you
want to know
with
what
Plus?
you get with the Plus?
I know. I kind of know what you get with the regular because I played it.
I remember you talked about that, but
what do I get with Plus though? Yeah, wasn't that the one that you had it wasn't like a dating simulator thing where like
you're in school
with all the school girls, but they're all like murderers, suicidal and shit, like crazy. Yeah, I remember that one. That was
so with game. Plus Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. Here's the new features. You're getting 6 new side stories about friendship and literature. That's a lot of hours of content right there.
6 new side stories.
You get 100 plus unlockable images, including new art, wallpaper, never before seen sketches, concept sketches, and more.
Isn't that the one where, that's the one where you unlock the photos, right? Of the chicks the more like you play and the more they like send you photos or something or some weird fucking shit.
Yeah, so you do get 26 music tracks. Game. You get 13 new unlockable songs by Nikki Kaler, plus special guest Jason Hayes and Azuri Sky. A built-in DDLC music player to unwind with your favorite songs in a custom playlist, or loop a single track forever. It's up to you. Also, you get a high-fidelity visual upgrade with all artwork now in full HD 1080p. Mayo, do you want to meet the new Literature Club?
No, I'm good.
Sayori, that's your childhood friend. You also get Natsuki. She tries to act tough, but her cuteness can make it hard for her to take you seriously. Yuri's the quiet bookworm, reserves her passionate side for those who can more deeply understand her enigmatic mind. And last, Monica, actually. That's the superstar president of the Literature Club. She will keep you on track for the perfect ending, Mayo. So this is all free. This is all free on Epic, guys. Go get that. And your last Epic game is Lost Castle. So I believe that is what does that game remind me of? I can't think of it, but it's like a little Castle? RPG. Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of, I own this game on Steam. It kind of reminds me of Castle.
I know what you're going to... Yes, I was just going to say, like, my son really liked that game a lot. Looks like a, Castle Crasher style type game. Little RPG, beat 'em up, hacker slasher. But that's all we have, guys.
Nice. All right. Well,
We're done.
We're done.
Go find me, guys. Go find me over on Xbox and Steam and Uplay and all that stuff under gamer tag Gunny Chief. And still playing some games over on the PS4. The PS4 Pro, HGP _Gunny. Where do we find you, Mayo?
You're going to find me everywhere as the Mayo on Steam, Discord, PS5, Xbox, all that fun stuff. Oh, I do have to throw out there real quick. Jesus, Jay is our big Sony guy who's always listening. And he messaged me the other day and he got built himself a PC on his own the other day.
Oh, nice.
He's already in the Discord, so told him he needs to get in there and hop on with us sometimes. And, but he built his first PC by himself, and he put a 4060 Ti in it, I believe. And he said it went together really well, and he thought it was really cool building his own PC. And he's ready to go from there. He just activated Windows. I kind of helped him with that, and he's ready to start gaming on the PC side of things now with his PS5.
Nice. Awesome.
Hell yeah! All right then.
Tons. Where you at, Jesus?
Yeah, you know how to find me. Find me on everything at Jesus Box Lot. I'll be probably for sure playing Call of Duty.
That bad Call of Duty name. What kind of name is that?
People give me shit a lot for it, dude. I don't even know. Like if I suck, people give me shit for sucking. If I'm good, people give me shit for being good.
Can you be more specific next time, Jesus? When you say Call of Duty, you are referring to what
Call
game?
of Duty.
Yeah, which one, man? Not everybody knows.
Nobody's playing. What do you think I'm playing? What do you think I'm playing? Black Ops 1? I mean,
maybe you could be playing Black Ops 1 or World at War.
Modern Warfare 3, bro.
There you
go.
Think
everybody, when they just say Call of Duty, Gunny, they just mean the newest one. Like,
I don't know. He could be playing Warzone, man. He could be playing mobile Call of Duty. I don't know.
Nobody's playing no mobile Call of Duty.
He could be playing on his phone. We don't even know.
But yeah, find me on everything. Jesus Watch Club. I'll be playing some more games. I'll definitely want to get in and check some more. I want to get into Starfield. I want to give it another chance, but I don't know.
What are you going to do? Are you going to start from the beginning or just go from your last save?
I don't want to start
over. Are you going to
over.
focus on the story, or are you going to get sidetracked? What's up? What's your plan?
The way I was playing that game before is I never had a plan. I just did whatever.
That's what I did. Yeah.
Like it ended me up in some weird situations where I was fucked sometimes. I couldn't like I was fighting people that were way over like my shit, but I mean maybe that's the best way to play. I don't know. I mean that's how I played Skyrim and shit. I literally did whatever I wanted. I was just like, oh, that looks cool. Let's go check this out. And then I'd end up getting lost for 3 hours.
That's what I do at Baldur's Gate. Like I get into Baldur's Gate. Like the other night I played and I started at like 2 a.m. and next thing I know it was like 5:30 in the morning. I'm going, damn, I should go to bed. I just got lost in this little side quest that I was doing. It wasn't even important.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Maybe I'll find something fun to do in Starfield. I don't know. Anyways, peace out, Russell Sprouts. We'll catch you on the next edition of the Horrible Gamers podcast, the post Xbox Business Plan Edition. Okay, we'll know the plans. We'll know the plans by then. Phil will come out on stage and he will lay out the plans. What if he says, "Oh, I have no plans. I'm just going to announce that I'm retiring, and this lady here has all the plans. I'm out, guys. Bye.
Today's my last day."
Yeah, what if he did that, man?
Sarah Bond is eventually taking over, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if he says, "Fuck it, this is it. I'm done. I've made
what
Game
if
Pass."
Mooney comes over and says, "I'm taking over."
No, I think she's taking over. No, we'll see. Anyways, we're out of here, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.